Just $8. Total game changer. Order today. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Request $8 JVC meal deal to obtain discount. Claim.
Going to be a lot of fun, to say the least. With that being said, we are alive, and it looks like we're experiencing some technical difficulties. I trust you, Sean Bernard. Sean Bernard's pushing. Wide open. Very frustrating as far as how that game ended, because it was a blowout. It was a bloodbath. Green Bay is for real. Sam?
They're for real. They were my Super Bowl pick before the year for a reason, and there's no question mark. I mean, you look before that Micah Parsons trade, how elite that pass rush was. And then you had Micah Parsons, who you have to double team every single time he's on the field, whether he's rushing from the right, from the left, from the inside, it doesn't matter. Every time he's on the field, he commands double teams. That opens up that entire pass rush. So forget the offense for a second. That Green Bay defense is legit. And then you have Jordan Love, who's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, a deep wide receiving core. Josh Jacobs as a runner with a really great offensive line. This is as a complete team as you'll see in the NFL right now. And you asked me yesterday who's real and who's not between the Commanders and the Packers. We saw the Commanders are real. I'm not so sure the Commanders or the Packers are real. I'm not so sure the Commanders are.
Yeah, that was a big question I was asking before is there a fraud in this game? You know, look, we got a 1-game sample size, not trying to make a mountain out of a molehill by no means.
Well, I will, Sean Brace here.
What, did they beat the Giants?
No, I'm saying the Commanders are the fraud.
Yeah, you're saying they're fraudulent.
Yeah.
But don't you feel like it's a little early for that?
Can I read you a couple quarterback stats here? So Jaden Daniels had 42 pass attempts last night.
Yeah.
On passes beyond 11 yards, he was 0 for 8. 31 of his passes were inside 10 yards or behind the line of scrimmage. I think we may have had a little bit of a premature Jaden Daniels.
Wow.
And Jaden Daniels isn't Josh Allen. He shouldn't be throwing the ball 40-plus times in a football game.
No,
and
you're
they
right
have
about
no
that.
rushing game. Austin Eckler gets injured yesterday, and he's out for the year with an Achilles tear now. So if they don't have a balanced rushing attack, I don't trust Jaden Daniels to throw the ball 40-plus times in a football game. And that's why I'm like, this regression is coming for the Commanders.
Well, let's be fair about it, too. Terry McLaurin enters camp late, right? They got to try and find their flow.
Oldest team in the NFL.
Debo looks darn good.
He does.
Yep.
What is your takes, Beef?
The passing game, I think, to start, even last week against the Giants, was very pedestrian. Terry, I think, is the biggest thing. He had a career year last year, by far his best year in the NFL, and he's been non-existent through 2 weeks. He got paid, like you were saying, maybe it has to do with a slow start, late start to camp. But still, this is a guy that just had his best career season with Jaden Daniels last season. So I was definitely on kind of regression watch for this Commanders team. I still think they're going to be in that mix of 9-8, maybe 10-7 at best. But I just don't see it from top to bottom. I think they had so many things kind of break right for them last year. And one of the biggest things with their success last season,
fourth downs.
That's one of those things that always kind of regresses to me. And we see it year after year with turnovers. Balls bounce your way a certain amount of times. You might get a couple extra wins for that. Fourth downs, that was one of their biggest things last year. So sophomore slumps too, like CJ Stroud last year. I think he took a step back from year one as well.
I would just say Jaden is the real deal.
I'm not questioning that.
He's the real.
He's people are crowning him as the MVP of the league, a top 5 quarterback league. What you're seeing in all these rankings, he's not there yet. Doesn't mean he's not going to be a great quarterback, but it's year 2 right now. He's not there yet.
No, you're right. And I did hear somebody say that on television, where it was like he could have won the MVP last year. I never thought that, especially with the seasons that those teams had. I never thought Jaden Daniels was a MVP type candidate. Look, nobody had expectations for the Commanders to do what they did. I thought he played a great season, but come on, I think we need to slow down just a little bit. I think the story needs to be more about the Green Bay Packers, because as we look around the NFC from the Eagles' perspective, they are their toughest competition. Fair?
Absolutely.
I think it's fair, but I'm still not 100% bought in on them, because I don't think that they have that kind of game-changing weapon on the offensive end. Like last night, Tucker Kraft looked really good, but push comes to shove, like fourth quarter, you need a big-time first down. I know Jalen's looking to A.J. Brown. I know Jalen's looking to Devontae Smith. If you're the Packers, who are you going to?
I mean, Jaden Reed got hurt early last night.
Matthew Golden's been
I was about
non-existent so far.
Non-existent so far, but I'm a huge Matt Golden
No
fan
catches last night.
Yeah, well, he was open on 2. He overthrew him on the 1 4th down play, and then he overthrew him on a shot from the end zone
He's
too
a rookie.
as well.
You see, like Malik Neighbors last year, Marvin Harris last year. Those guys came on as the year went on. By the playoffs, by the end of the season, I could see Matt Golding emerging as
especially
Love's number 1 weapon.
Especially with Reed down now with the
100%.
broken collarbone, right?
Yeah,
has to. Yeah, look, they got a great run game. Jordan Love is the truth. It's a darn good coach with LaFleur, but that defense was buzzing. Yeah. That's back-to-back games where I thought that defense really showed me something, and that's the main reason why I look at them as the toughest competition in the NFC. I'm curious, who's number 3 on that list? As we talk,
odds-wise, it's Commanders.
But I don't think we're buying the Commanders.
I mean, everyone was off the Lions after that week 1 loss where the Packers dominated them. I think we should buy some more stock in the Lions after what we saw the Packers do last night. Like, the Packers are as good of a team other than the Eagles in the NFL, in my opinion. And so when you're talking about what they did to the Lions week 1, the Lions are still really good. There's no shame in losing or even getting embarrassed by the Packers.
Yeah, they got to figure
Lions
some
looked a
things
lot
out.
like the Commanders last night. like in terms of performance-wise.
And maybe that says
guess what
something
the
about
common denominator is?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
The
that's
Green
what
Bay
I'm definitely saying
Packers. The
there.
Go Pack Go. All right, the question to get the party started here as we are broadcasting live from Penn State. No, we're not saying we are. Come on now. We are live once again. Field Tap and Tavern, having some fun out here. The Daily Ticket rolling with you live. The question that I will roll out to start is now the Green Bay Packers are favored to win the NFC here on DraftKings Sportsbook,
Really?
plus 300. Is that an overreaction to what we have seen so far through 2 games from Green Bay's perspective? What else do you think goes into that recipe? Are the odds makers looking at the Eagles in a different light right now, Beef?
I think you just have the benefit of they play 2 games
Yeah.
before anyone else did. Like if the Eagles go to Arrowhead on Sunday and beat the Chiefs, you're telling me that they're not going to be favorites to win the NFC by 8:00 on Sunday night?
Oh, we will be talking about that game too.
I think part of it is the Packers just beat the 2 contenders in the NFC other than the Eagles. So that's a big factor where a lot of people are going to be looking to bet the Packers right now. So you're going to put them at, the Packers at that short price. But look, you can't take the mantle from someone else and other than the Eagles.
To be
From
the man,
Eagles,
you got to beat the man.
And they have far from doing that. The
Yeah.
Eagles are still the best team in football. They still have the advantage across the board, offensive line, wide receivers, running back. You could even say quarterback. I would say
you cannot.
No, I'm saying the Eagles have the advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Eagles have the advantage across their offensive line, across the entire offense. So look, the Eagles are the best team of football. They should still be the favorites. That they're the team to beat until the Packers dethrone them.
The other thing I think that's baked into the number is it's really hard to repeat, that it's really hard to do the same thing year after year, that when you have that target on the back, that you're the team that everyone's ready to throw their fastball, give their best effort. And that's what the Eagles are going to face this year. Like, yes, they are 1-0. They did not look excellent in week 1, I feel. Now, I give them the benefit of the doubt that it was a weird game. There was a lightning delay. Jalen Carter got kicked out before he played a snap.
Heard that.
A lot went wrong.
What do you do?
A lot went wrong that I'm willing to overlook it or have that much of a critical take for the Eagles. But I do think from like a neutral perspective, you can look at it and not be, swayed by their week 1 performance.
All right. Speaking of the Eagles, 4:25 kick on Sunday on the road in Arrowhead. It's the rematch that the Kansas City Chiefs, I would imagine, wanted more than anything, right?
Sure.
Get that bad taste out of their mouth.
Coming
But
off a
unfortunately,
loss.
they're coming off a loss right now to the Chargers. Currently on DraftKings Sportsbook, you're looking at the Birds as a 1.5 favorite, 46.5, holding steady there. Once again, that kick is going off of 4:25. I made my case yesterday. I got to stick to it. As passionate as I was about the Green Bay Packers winning on Thursday Night Football, I feel just as good about the Eagles winning that game.
I think that's crazy.
I know you do.
I think that's crazy.
And you know what?
I heard you say it was a slam dunk.
You should think it's crazy. I do.
19,
They're the better team.
19
Better
of,
team doesn't always win the football game.
That's fair.
since 2021, 19 of 21 teams that have started 0-2 have missed the playoffs. So you're telling me you can see a scenario
the Ravens
where
started 0-2 last
There's
year,
all
too.
sorts of trends.
Like if
There
you're
are-
that good, if you're that roster's that talented, I
There's-
wouldn't
They'll
put too
figure
much
it out.
There's 3 Super Bowl
well, the
teams.
Chiefs got to play Justin Herbert too.
There's
I don't think they'll win the division. I got the Chargers.
We'll
in the
come with
division.
that statement in a little bit. There have been 3 Super Bowl winning teams in the history of the NFL that have started 0-2. So anything's possible, right? Would you be shocked if the Chiefs lost on Sunday and then all of a sudden were able to right their wrongs when Rashee Rice comes back and you get a healthy Worthy and maybe a more motivated Travis Kelce, right? The offensive lineman, the rookie, the left tackle who's
Justin
struggling right now.
Simmons.
Maybe he finds his groove a little bit more in the season as well. Like, I would not be surprised if that's how it plays out, especially in that division.
Which is a brutal division. Like, even beyond the Chargers that you mentioned, the Broncos are a contender, or in the mix at least. The Raiders are going to be better than people realize. They have Geno Smith. They have Pete Carroll. They're a more competent franchise than they've been in plenty of years to this point. That it's going to be like a bloodbath in that division right there. But I'm on Brace's side here. I think this is a slam dunk for the Eagles.
Yeah.
On
How
Sunday.
can you say slam dunk?
Slam
The line is
dunk.
1.5.
Yo, like
Wasn't that the
LeBron,
Super Bowl too,
like
though?
D-Wade to LeBron, that picture from back in the day,
Yeah,
that's
it's
me
awesome.
and Bernard right now.
I was hyping up on Tuesday with Brace. The -6.5, get plus 207 odds on shout out DraftKings Sportsbook there. I'm on that I do think the Eagles win by a touchdown plus.
It's just one of those games where you just trust Mahomes and you don't think about any other factor. Like Mahomes has now been outplayed in back-to-back games as the worst quarterback on the field for the first time in his career.
When you say that, it gives
But
me
it's true.
shivers down my
How
spine.
crazy is
Yeah,
that?
but can we
It's the
come up with a
first time in
different
his
word
career
that's
he's
like
been
the worst
outplayed.
quarterback?
But there's 2 quarterbacks who take the field
yeah,
every
but
game.
And
And
who
who's
out
the worst one?
the
it's
way
so-
that makes it seem is that he stinks. The worst quarterback.
He was good last
He
week.
played terrible.
He was
against in the
outplayed.
Super Bowl.
He was
Yeah.
outplayed. Yeah.
Last
Maybe
week he
that's the
played well.
better terminology. He's outplayed, but I want to emphasize how crazy it is that he's now been outplayed. It's the first time in his career, back-to-back games. It doesn't happen. He's always been the best quarterback in the field, and that's why the Chiefs have been so successful, because they always have that advantage. Now against the Eagles in the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts was the better quarterback.
Who's he
Against-
play this week?
against the Herbert? But listen, against Herbert last week, Justin Herbert was the better quarterback. I don't think that can happen 3 times. Like, I think it's one of those
It's
games.
the same guy. The
take-
same guy that you
But I
just
think it's one of those
started with.
games in a different moment, though. It's a different moment.
And are we taking into account as well that this game is at Arrowhead?
Yeah,
Yeah, of
Are
course.
Is that in our hands?
The Eagles have won there.
They have.
You know, regular season. They
I,
beat 'em.
I would like
Right
to know
before
what
it
Patrick
collapsed.
Mahomes' career.
Didn't they
record at
play
Arrowhead
Buffalo
is.
after that game too, and then it collapsed,
it was,
right?
It was
yeah,
Chiefs,
something
Buffalo
along those
collapsed.
lines.
It was
And
when
that's
Sirianni went in the tunnel and he was like, "You like that?"
That was awesome.
Everyone
just
was on
you
his
run up
tail.
those victories, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden, you know, we hey, look, a lot has changed since then. Bottom line is, here's the deal, folks. We are coming to you live from the Field Burger and Tap, and shout out to, of course, Swinging and Ding It, Moose, Maze, and Danielle. We got to get something going here, Nino. We need to hook something up here coming up, maybe in the spring or summertime, to bring us back out here. This is an unbelievable resort. We're off a Country Club Lane, the Toff Trees Golf Resort.
Wow.
Now, Sean Bernard is new to the game, but he knows a thing or two when it comes to the great game of golf. Beef, you're not a golfer. Sam Ostry, not a golfer. But
What does
Sean,
that mean?
this
What do you mean I'm
course-
not a golfer?
this course
Just 'cause
looks
I'm like a
great.
30 handicap.
I worked
doesn't mean
at
I'm not a
golf
golfer.
Yeah, so you know about golf courses. This is a nice golf course.
It's a
Beautiful.
beautiful course.
Great cart path.
Right here in the very nice cart girl, too, if I could say. Whoa. Come on. Keep it above the belt brace. Let's go here. All right. Once again, live, having some fun. We're going to be rocking out here until 6 o'clock. Head coach Mark Ferranti is going to be joining us in just a little bit. Of course, we will talk to him. Have, of course, an honest discussion about this game, because something was said. We went out and got a bite to eat before the show. We did the show before the show. And the question was asked, could this be the greatest upset in college football history? Allow yourself to dream. Allow yourself to believe for just 1 second.
And I got to say, Brace, Tuesday, the coaches show, they sounded confident that this did not look like a team intimidated, rattled. That
Well, I don't know.
I'm telling you, that was my perception.
We're now trying to put that out there for the, the
Sure, I
enemy
hear ya.
territory. They're going to be digging up that
Confident.
coaches show. Yes. No, you're right. You did text the group and you said, yeah, there's some things being said. The main statement that caught your attention from that show on Tuesday was what?
I was going to avoid that, but the main statement that did catch my attention was, I won't even put him fully on blast, but one of the cornerbacks on Villanova was asked, what are you seeing in the film room by Penn State? Like, what stands out? And his reply was, nothing we haven't seen before.
You got to be confident.
You have
You
to.
have to be confident.
I respect that. I mean,
Yes.
it's complimentary.
And especially at that position, one
Sure.
of the toughest positions in all of sports. You're
On
on an
an
island.
island,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he's got to have that mentality, that attitude. I love it. And of course, Coach Ferranti is going to join us, and he absolutely believes that they can go out there and win this game. They hung with them a couple years. The spread is the spread. One thing we do know is that Penn State hasn't really officially started the college football season just yet. So, they might be a little sluggish, might be a little slow here in week 3 or 4. What are we in? 3?
Three.
We got 0, 1, 2, and
Yeah.
3.
They got to buy next week.
And then they got to buy, and then the official start for Penn State.
It's a
Oregon's-
look ahead spot.
It is.
You
It
never
a
know.
look
You
And
ahead
they
never
didn't
spot.
look great last week.
They haven't covered either.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
season.
Good teams.
James Franklin usually is a covered
Yeah.
machine against these big spreads.
47.5 is the number. We will have fun with Coach Ferranti, and he's got a great attitude, and I can't wait to get his thoughts heading into this game. Of course, he had a great walkthrough today with his team, so he'll be joining us after that. We'll have some fun with Coach, as it is a beautiful day here in Happy Valley, and of course, a huge game for Villanova and Penn State. Last time they played, I'm so happy we're here, because that's one of the things that hit me a couple months ago when we were putting this trip together, was when Villanova and Penn State played, everybody was there. My timeline was littered with pictures, everybody partying, having a good time, and nobody does a tailgate like Penn State, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And, of course, we're going to be broadcasting live an extended pregame show from the lots right outside the Bryce Jordan Center, a college football rundown extended show with Beef Brace, Ostry, and Bernard. Here's the deal. We're going to take a quick time out. We're having some fun once again from the Field Burger and Tap. I'm going to play some music in the commercial break. We'll come back. We will open up NFL Week 2 and hit on some of the big games coming up on Sunday, as we just tipped or put our toe into the water from the Chiefs and Eagles perspective. We'll go ahead and start in the board from the 1 o'clock games. We got great college action tonight, including Lobo country.
Yeah.
We stand, we ride, let's ride. Fade UCLA. We got some other games we'll discuss there. And of course, the college football card. We got a lot to do. We're here till 6 o'clock. Do not go anywhere. Keep it locked right here to the Gambler. Once again, getting you ready for all things Villanova and Penn State this weekend. More after this.
The Daily Ticket opening drive. No warm-ups, no stretching, just straight into the action. From Tuscaloosa to the Big House, Saturdays start here.
Howard flips it, Smith's got it, and the freshman just waltzes in as the Buckeyes score.
Your home for all things college football coverage. It's The Gambler.
Our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
September 19th and 20th at T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Limited tickets still available at AXS.com.
Get yours while you still can.
Gear up, music fans. Hyundai is back as a proud partner of the 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Join us as our electrifying all-star lineup hits the stage like never before.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
95 northbound bumper to bumper Vine Expressway up to Bridge with a crash in the right lane. Southbound Jan Cottman to the Betsy Ross. Westbound Schuylkill Jan University to Juarden Boulevard to Belmont. Eastbound bumper to bumper Boulevard to the Vine Expressway. Larry Tutela, total traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
You know what's great about your investment account with the big guys? It's actually a time machine. Log in and zoom. Welcome back to 1999. It's time for an upgrade. At public.com, you can invest in almost everything. Stocks, bonds, options, and more. You could even put your cash to work at an industry-leading 4.1% APY. Leave your clunky, outdated platform behind at public.com. Go to public.com and fund your account in 5 minutes or less. Paid for by Public Investing Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Full disclosures at public.com/disclosures.
This NFL season, every moment counts. And with TCL, every moment looks better. It's the ultimate season to score, powered by TCL, the official TV partner of the NFL. And believe me, football has never looked better. Picture this. Kickoff on a massive 75-inch TCL QD Mini LED TV. The colors explode with intensity, and the motion is so smooth, you'll feel like you're standing on the sidelines.
Whether it's game-winning touchdowns, blockbuster movies, or late-night gaming marathons, TCL delivers performance that brings it all to life. TCL is making it easier than ever to upgrade with savings up to 50% off select models. From the flagship QM8K with its incredible picture and sound to the versatile QM6K, there's a TCL designed for your home. Don't just watch the game, own it.
TCL is the official TV partner of the NFL, and football has never looked better. Available at all major retailers. Visit TCL.com for details. TCL, the ultimate season to score.
America's #1 app for radio is iHeart. Live radio, trusted DJs, breaking news, live play-by-play, plus the station you're listening to right now. Anytime, anywhere. Join the millions who already have it. Open the free iHeart Radio app today. The #1 app for radio.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Do you own or manage a business here in Philadelphia? Are you unsure where to start when it comes to advertising? Well, here's a surprise. Fox Sports The Gambler, your local iHeart station, is the one place you can get it all. Hey, it's Sean Brace, and we can help with everything from radio and podcast ads to social media and digital. And we can even get local voices like mine spreading the word about your business. So if you're looking for someone to take care of it all, do yourself a favor right now. Call 844-844-iHeart or visit iHeartAdvertising.com today. Hey, man, you all right? Need me to call 911? No, call Top Dog Law. Get top dollar for your accident at topdoglaw.com. Once again, that's topdoglaw.com. Hey, Sean Brace here, and the Gambler Gang is hitting the road for Villanova at Penn State. Now, you already know we're the home for all things Villanova football and basketball, but here's something you might not know. Our partners at Playfly Sports represent both programs, Penn State and Villanova. That's why we're taking my show, The Daily Ticket, and the College Football Rundown live this Friday and Saturday at 12:30 p.m. straight from Happy Valley. So lock in on the iHeartRadio app, and while you're there, make Fox Sports The Gambler a preset so you never miss a minute of the action during this Happy Valley weekend.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
CEOs You Should Know, brought to you by Comcast Business.
Tony O'Donovan, President and CEO of Arkema Inc. Well, Arkema is a specialty materials company. Our purpose is to bring sustainable solutions to the world, which really means that we're bringing a lot of materials to companies that impact people's lives. You see them in a lot of products that you touch day to day. We have composites that can be completely recycled. Probably our biggest aspect is providing durability for materials that our customers can use. So whether it's a 3D printed machine part that can be used and that's stronger than steel used in aerospace, we see ourselves very much as part of the community. For instance, our partnership with Habitat for Humanity brings that ability to be part of the community, support Philadelphia. Our employees really enjoy volunteering and seeing the impact they bring to people's lives, particularly around areas of education. Plus, one of our areas that we are in the market of is sport. So that brings about our association with the Philadelphia Union Foundation. If I look at Philadelphia compared to other places I've lived, we have really good people that are very well internationally connected, highly educated, and a good sense of community, and really tie into some of the values that Arkema likes to portray around solidarity, inclusion, performance. Those are values we want to have, and the people fit really well. So we find that people that join Arkema from the Philadelphia region are really successful with us.
To find out more, go to Arkema.com. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Homeowners, would you like to save on your monthly payments? Mortgage rates have been dropping. Visit rocketmortgage.com today to see what you could save. Call 800-863-4332 for cost information and conditions. Rocket Mortgage LLC. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Eagles guard Landon Dickerson, he's on track to play Sunday in Kansas City after returning to practice yesterday. He's nursing a bad back. To baseball, where the Phillies ride a 4-game winning streak into tonight's series opener against Kansas City. Philly leads the NL East by 11 games after they swept the Mets. And Angel slugger Mike Trout, he's on the brink of a major milestone after he hit his 399th career homer Thursday night. I'm Scott Davidson.
The NFL season is rolling. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. New customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SPORTS to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. That's code SPORTS, only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Pennsylvania only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Live from the Field Burger and Tap in Happy Valley, this is the Daily Ticket with Sean Brace.
Coming to you live once again, the Field Burger and Tap here in Happy Valley, getting you ready for all things Villanova and Penn State. And we got ourselves head coach Mark Ferrante going to be joining the party coming up here shortly. Sean Brace, Ryan Beefcoil, Sam Ostry, Sean Bernard hanging out. Opened up the show talking all things Packers. Go Pack Go. They have taken over the odds-on favorite to win the NFC on DraftKings Sportsbook, plus 300 to the Eagles at plus 370. Overreaction or not, love to get you involved in that conversation at Fox PHL Gambler, at Fox PHL Gambler. All right, from last night's game, quickly on this, MVP, Jordan Love. Let me ask Sam Ostry that question. Jordan Love, 2 games in, MVP?
Of the league or
Yes.
the Packers?
Yes.
Of the league.
Of the Packers?
He's the only guy who's played 2 games so far. So, yeah, sure. you can
Well,
say
I
front
bring that
runner.
up to you because
he moved from plus 1,200.
wasn't that your
I
preseason
did.
pick?
That was my preseason
All right.
MVP pick. So I'd
I
love for him to win MVP.
I
got
was
him
trying
at
to
plus-
lead you to that.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I got him at plus 1,250. He's down to plus 850 now. So, I mean, it's a lot of odds movement. I think I don't think he's actually had an MVP type of year just yet. I think this running game Josh Jacobs scored again last night. It's 11 straight games. He scored a touchdown.
It's crazy.
So I think this running game, this offensive line, they're relying on a ton. But I do think Jordan Love is going to start putting up MVP type statistics. I mean, after 2 weeks, even though he's the only guy that's played 2 games, Josh Allen's still the MVP of the league. I think just based off what we saw on Sunday night. And that hasn't changed. But Jordan Love's on a trajectory to win the MVP, and I have the ticket on him because I'm a huge Jordan Love fan. I think he can lead this team to a Super Bowl.
I don't know if I've ever met a huge Jordan Love fan before.
Mark Henry.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he is. He's a big Packers
It
guy.
was just time to buy stock after last year because people were so low on him. But it was because he was injured.
He
all
did get
year.
hurt,
Groin,
yeah.
knee, a bunch of injuries he was dealing with.
He did
People
get
were
hurt.
so low on him. So I was like, all right, I'm going to buy stock now when it's so low because people just are down on Jordan Love. The guy is a great quarterback.
Odds: Josh Allen plus 350, Lamar plus 370, Jordan Love 7-1, Mahomes still hanging 11-1, Joe Burrow 11-1, Herbert
Burrow's crazy, by the way.
12-1.
I think this is an AFC award.
You think it's an AFC award?
One of those AFC quarterbacks.
Well, Jalen Hurts, you get good price on him right now at 15-1.
He ain't winning that.
You know where Burrow ranked amongst quarterbacks? in
Why
passing
not?
yards
What?
last week?
Because
hang-
the public perception around him is that he has a great team and he's not a great quarterback.
If he continues to, but if he has games like he did against the Cowboys where he allowed the game to come to end, scores 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, Saquon's
Wasn't
averaging
throwing the ball.
60 yards a game, sure, but it
People
still
will point
feels
to
like the national media would never reward.
So that's
Jalen
more
Hurts
along the
with
lines
MVP.
of he's an MVP of the Eagles, not the league. Exactly.
That's a whole nother.
And that's another
I don't
discussion
know if
because
we
nobody
wanna
wants to
go
give it
down
up for
that
Saquon Barkley.
By the way, you know where Joe Burrow ranked amongst quarterbacks in passing yards in week 1?
Oof.
29th.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was probably the biggest disappointment from week 1.
Yeah.
And also, I'd like to get this out of the way. The show inside the show during the commercial break, my promo that aired on Monday from Monday's Daily Ticket, where I gave you the power rankings of the 3 most impressive performances from week 1. And how do you not have the Indianapolis Colts
He played the Dolphins
in the top 3?
Yeah, that
they
was a
were
Dolphins takeaway.
dominant.
The Dolphins are a borderline NFL team this year. Like they were embarrassing and will continue.
That's
to be.
not. That's not.
give the Dolphins.
That's not an overreaction to one game.
No.
I mean, I think that's less of an overreaction than saying the Colts are number
Wow.
3 in the power
All right.
rankings.
Well, again, it was most impressive. If you told me to power rank the teams,
Okay.
the Colts would
Okay.
be up there. I don't
You
know.
didn't word it like that.
Yeah, I
No.
perceived
Yeah,
it.
it
as
said
power
my
rankings.
power ranking.
No, most impressive performance from.
Yeah, okay.
from-
I think you could put that in there.
Alright.
That's more.
It's
of
a better
fair.
slant.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Terminology. It's
Because
kind
if
of
we're doing power rankings, even though the Ravens lost that game, like you still have, you'd have
right.
the Colts over them.
But this is now we're
Yeah.
getting into the world of the college football side of things, where it's like, wait, you got a 9-3 record, they got a 9-3 record. How do you say one team's better than the other?
This is why you shouldn't vote on the AP poll.
There
people,
you go,
People
exactly.
who do are really
Shout out Florida.
educated and do their homework.
Has she fired up her Twitter account? I got to keep eyes on that
she's
I
one.
was
been
DMing her
private.
last night.
Stop it. Stop it.
She's been private.
Yes, she
I
has.
don't think
She's
she's never going back.
No, I don't think so either. I saw that there was an AP voter that called for her vote. And,
A lot of them. A lot were like, because this is kind of the story. Is it's kind of like makes everyone look bad in this situation. That like
Yep.
one person not doing the homework or putting in the necessary like kind of reflects on everybody. I think voters felt that.
Why was she like on like a Zoom though? Like what
they
was that?
They called
Someone
her
called her out?
from the I don't know if she knew that they were getting into that, or maybe
Okay.
she didn't realize
Bait
how
and switch.
how ugly it was
Yeah.
going to get for her. But they called her up. It was a USC Southern Cal sports radio show that got her on, and that was immediately her answer. And I don't know if she was ready for it. And that's when
Yeah.
she was like, "Well, let me just say
My process.
my process."
How are you not ready for
Like,
that question? Though?
yeah, that went well. All right, here's the deal. We're out here broadcasting live from Happy Valley, the Field Burger and Tap, and what is an absolute gorgeous day. I would say not a cloud in the sky, but there's a bunch. But it is gorgeous. Sun is shining, 75 degrees,
No
sunny.
humidity.
This is as
No
good
humidity.
of weather as you could possibly get in the middle of September in Happy Valley.
I'm a big September guy, man.
We know you are.
I
The
think-
Boys of Fall by Kenny Chesney.
I think September could easily be the #1 month in the calendar year. Easily.
I'm a fall guy.
Football's
I'm a
back.
July guy through and through.
Yeah, you're getting older though. Watch. July's gonna lose a lot of its luster.
Yeah, when you're not at memories till
came
4:30. Yeah.
All right, let's do this. I want to get to the college card coming up here, but first, since we're in the world of the NFL, a game that is jumping off the page at you just from a fan's perspective, if you would not mind. Enlighten me on a game that you've been looking at from a fan perspective, something that's gotten the juices going, putting the Eagles and the Chiefs to the side. Ryan Beef Quail.
I was looking at the actually second Monday night game with the Raiders and the Chargers. I thought the Raiders were definitely one of the more impressive teams from week 1. I have not been a part of this Patriots hype train, the Patriots being back, but still, I like what they looked like on offense last week, the Raiders. I've slept on Geno over the past few years, but he looked impressive. And say what you want about Chip Kelly, but he can dial up some offense. I think that's going to be a fun offense this year with Brock Bowers and Genty. And then the Chargers, I think one of the stories of week 1, how good Herbert looked in that performance. Can he do better in year 2 under Harbaugh? But anytime you beat the Chiefs, that's a noteworthy win. One of the best games of his NFL career so far. I'm interested to see those two teams square off on Monday night because I think either of those teams on a right day could contend for that AFC West crown.
It is interesting with Brock Bowers. I know he didn't practice. And again, these are the types of things that constantly change. They're fluid. So that's why I love Countdown to Payout. Roy Burton will be in the chair with John Jansen on Sunday, 11-1. Oh, by the way, Natalie Eganoff getting her debut show rolling on The Gambler. The roster is building, boys. And I can't thank you guys enough, of course, for leading the charge all these years. But bottom line is having Natalie on Sundays, breakfast before the birds, 10 a.m. this weekend. And then we roll into Roy Burton, John Jansen, Countdown to Payout, 11-1. And then at 3 o'clock, live from enemy territory, Green Legion Radio, out at Arrowhead, Quimby and Company, rolling live for all things Eagles and Chiefs. And while I'm at it, since I'm promoting some things just to let you know, we will be rolling live on fox29.com, and you can get that at Roku, all the streaming services you can name, on Sunday, the 21st, when the Eagles take on the LA Rams. That is a 1 o'clock kick at 9 a.m., 9 to 10 a.m. We're streaming on The Gambler with Green Legion Radio. I'll be hosting, leading the charge with Quimby and everybody, Trey Thomas as well. Eagles great. But it will be streaming on Fox 29's streaming services. So please check us out, let them know, and enjoy. It's show number 1. We got a brand new desk built. This thing is like ridiculous. Yep. It's a College Game Day set, but here's the rub. We don't have the College Game Day crew to set that up. We don't have the College Game Day truck to deliver it. Who's bringing that?
Well, we got our Pat McAfee right here.
Well, I'm trying, but guess what? Pat McAfee's gonna have to drive the truck as well. Anyways, keeping it going. Sean Bernard, over to you. Week 2 game from a fan's perspective. Where are you at?
Yeah, and I do think, I know we disqualified it, but I think the Eagles and Chiefs is the obvious answer there. To go outside that box, I want to see the Bears versus Lions, man. I think Detroit obviously did not look like themselves. I know we just hyped up the Packers to start this segment, and I do think it's true that says more about the Packers. But we got to see this Lions team pick up the pieces, that there has to be an extent that I know the X's and O's got disrupted. They lost both coordinators, but the Jimmies and Joes got to step up, man. That is a talented roster that has to play better. And on the other side of things, the Chicago Bears, I was impressed in the early part of that game, and then they fell apart with the Vikings dominating. So how do they pick themselves up? I want to see what both these teams are made of in week 2.
Yeah, that was disappointing for me because that was the primetime game, another one that I thought was actually going to work out in my favor. Did not happen, but we righted those wrongs last night with Green Bay coming out on top in a big way. And then, oh, by the way, NC State, Wolfpack. I don't know why it's the wolf, right?
Yeah, that's the Alvernia thing too. Shout out.
No, they go like that though.
Yeah,
the wolf.
I think that was
see
us too. But yeah, we were the Golden Wolves. So shout out.
Ow! I don't like that, but that's what they do down there at NC State.
Like the horns,
but it's like more with the You could see it. If you have a kid, you do a lot of the shadow puppets, right? I don't know. Maybe
I'm pretty good at it.
I mean,
are you?
Right. We're not talking. To
That's
the
a
right
wolf
people
beef.
here,
That's
but-
a wolf. It's a wolf.
I don't know what that means.
All right, and NC State came in on top as well, covering the number, win over their team total. So that was nice. Nice day at the office. Sam Ostry, one game this weekend from a fan's perspective, NFL Week 2.
Well, when I was looking through the slate, it was Bears Lions that caught my attention. Sean, what's the stat when a team starts 0-2? We were talking about it earlier. What's the percentage?
They don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, it was 27-29, something like that.
You start 0-2.
21.
That's what it is.
It's
20-21.
It's very rare where you can get in the playoffs, and these two teams are looking at one of them is looking at an 0-2 start between the Lions and the Bears. Not just 0-2 start, but an 0-2 start in a really tough division.
Yeah,
when you have the Lions, Packers, Bears, Vikings, like that is probably the best division.
And 2
of
divisional
football
losses.
right now.
For,
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a tough road ahead for whoever loses this game. And interesting too, just from the Lions' perspective of the coordinator switch. How does Jared Goff look with the new play caller? Of course, is Caleb Williams. How long is that leash going to be for Caleb Williams? Because we're looking at a point where if he continues, I won't even say he struggled on Monday night, but he wasn't great. He wasn't.
He
like
had some
what
misses.
you expect as the number 1 pick. Yeah, for sure. Over fires, misses some open guys. But like, how long is that leash going to be? It's not going to be past this season. If they don't think he's the guy. Ben Johnson's going to move on. But that's when I'm looking at the slate. That's the most interesting game. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. I also want to bring into another game, Bills Jets in New York. We're going to find out if this Jets team is legit against this Bills. And there's still question marks about the Bills defense. I'm not that worried when you play Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry and the Ravens.
Facts.
You can give up 40-plus points. That's just going to happen. Is this Jets offense legit? Because they just hung a lot of points up against a good Steelers team.
Sure.
Usually a great Mike Tomlin defense. So is Justin Fields actually going to be a guy who can lead this team to a potential playoff berth this year? We're going to find out if that week 1 game for the Jets, even in a loss, was a fluke or not. And this is a big matchup, divisional matchup. So Bills-Jets is a really intriguing game too.
Were you buying the Jets preseason? Because I was not.
At all.
I'm
not a Justin Fields guy.
I'm a Justin Fields guy and a Jets guy, and I think week 1 was a pretty strong showing for my Field stock owners.
I'm still it's the Jets guy. Like,
correct.
Show me, like, my roommate from college was a diehard Jets fan, and he goes, we're the Jets. We're gonna mess this up at some point.
6.5.
I think all Jets fans feel that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of points on the road to be given Buffalo to be giving on the road.
Especially after Buffalo played a crazy game. Such a letdown spot. Josh Allen hasn't really dominated the Jets when you look at his numbers over the years. And obviously he usually wins those games, but he hasn't been like otherworldly, especially at MetLife. So I don't think it's going to be a huge Bills victory.
Not so much a look ahead, but an interesting spot. I'd be curious to know some trends. They're playing Thursday night against the Dolphins. So knowing that they have the short week, maybe they just don't have it all working in their favor, and the Jets sneak up on them and all of a sudden drop 14 in the beginning, just like Wake Forest yesterday, which had me a little nervous.
Kickback.
Yeah, they ran the kickback. You don't see that happening too often.
Demon Deacons.
Although in the NFL, I do want to give credit to the league for making the change that they did and getting a lot more returns.
Yeah.
You're starting to see that there's more of a penalty if they kick it into the end zone. I think it's 5 extra yards.
It's 35.
35, yeah. So and that is a huge difference, and that's why one of the reasons why Howie did what he did to get Tank Bigsby, which you got to give Howie a ton of credit for being proactive, realizing
Never sleeps.
you know, it's definitely his job. His job is always day in, day out, improve the team, but to make that move, to see it, and
There's also some Will Shipley injury concerns too.
That too, you're right.
I think that was a big,
which is a shame because I think we're all big Will Shipley fans, right?
And he got the ball a decent bit before he got
in the
hurt.
first
And looked
quarter,
good.
he was
Yeah.
off and running.
Yeah.
And they're going to need somebody.
I think they need to take a little off of Saquon.
Have to.
absolutely.
Yeah.
The touches he got last year, I don't think that's sustainable.
Led the league.
Given his injury history as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's something I often go back to, and I hate it because I'm definitely, regurgitating the same old song and dance with this. But DeMarco Murray, it's the reality of what that situation was, and everybody was saying Dallas just ran him into the ground. You don't want anything to do with him, and I never bought into it. I thought DeMarco Murray had the skills. Obviously, DeMarco and Saquon are different beasts.
And
We
I would
understand
throw
that.
the whole system stuff with the DeMarco Murray, the Chip Kelly stuff, and not running him in the same way that they did in Dallas. I think there were
His
issues
career
with
was
that.
never the same though from that year.
Yeah.
From the year that he rushed 400
Kelly
times.
broke a lot of players.
Yeah, also true. I would chalk that up.
As
to
they
Chip
went
Kelly,
10
I
and
think.
6, 10 and 6 in back-to-back seasons. He was terrible, wasn't he?
And then what?
And then what happened?
Yeah.
And then Deshaun
He won a
Jackson
national
and-
championship last year.
And then
He did.
Chip Kelly ran his course, and he had to get out of the NFL. And then he get another opportunity with the Giants or the 49ers, and I have no idea what took place.
One and
over there.
done.
Yeah,
I
it
think
wasn't
that
all
was
that
like a
good.
3 and 13.
Yeah.
And then UCLA,
2-14.
and then Ohio
Hey, he's back in the
State.
NFL though. There were a
No,
lot of
the
people going,
Raiders
"He'll
did.
never be in the NFL again." Chip is a
He'll never head coach.
football.
He just
He'll
wants
never
to
be a head
coach.
again.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to be a head coach.
I think he just wants to dial up plays on a napkin and say,
Yeah.
Brock Bowers, Gino, and
I was
Jimmy,
a
go do
huge
some
Chip
stuff.
guy. Huge Chip.
That was one of the
Loved
funner
him.
Eagles seasons of my life.
Yeah.
2013.
Fast
year.
pace,
Yeah.
running up
That
and down.
first
yeah.
drive
was so
against
new to
against
the
Washington
league,
was
too.
Yeah.
insane.
It's like
Yeah.
we're
It was
revolutionizing
all
football
new.
right now.
It was
Yeah.
all new. All right, a couple games that we should be eyeing up. Again, Survivor Pool play is definitely something I want to get before we get out of here. We got you till 6 o'clock. I do want to point this out. A lot of injuries right now. I think the biggest injury to detail heading into week 2 would be the 49ers without Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Mac Jones filling in. The thing people are saying that I'm reading a lot right now, Beef, I'll come to you to start here, is the fact that Shanahan wanted Mac Jones. He is his guy. He made it work with Purdy. He's made it work with a lot of quarterbacks out there. Shanahan is a genius. I'm not afraid to use that word when it comes to Shanahan as far as his offensive schemes. He is very good at what he does. But Mac Jones, the Saints were terrible. I have really no expect. Kellen Moore struggled in game 1.
Mm-hmm.
He did. He struggled. It felt very – I watched that.
Spencer Rattler playing quarterback.
That too.
Yeah.
That too. So you have to be fair about it. But there were moments where he wasn't as crisp as he was with the clock. Heck, Ben Johnson struggled. Like these guys are going to go through growing pains.
Being just a play caller versus managing an entire game and calling plays is a completely different beast.
Yeah.
You're not just going to get it game 1.
I look at the Saints and it has to start with Spencer Rattler being a quarterback. We know what the history is, but it felt like once they got across midfield or even in the field goal range, they were like, all right, whatever you do, don't screw up. We got to get points. And
Is this the worst quarterback matchup of all time?
not all time.
Who's worse than Mac Jones
Ben
versus Spencer
DiNucci
Rattler?
teamed up versus somebody.
But I feel like in all those situations, there was at least one guy that you could be
There
like,
was a Tommy DeVito a couple years ago
Yes.
versus whoever Washington's quarterback was, like Terry
Okay.
McLaurin, or not Terry
Terry
McLaurin.
McLaurin.
Obviously not Terry
Sam
McLaurin.
Howell,
No,
Carson Wentz.
no. Who's the other quarterback?
Taylor
Taylor
Heineke.
Heineke.
Taylor
There you
Heineke.
go.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
the guy.
Taylor
Who
Heineke.
Sean
I feel
Bernard
like
said would
Tommy
take
DeVito,
Justin
Taylor
Herbert's
Heineke.
job.
correct.
And he got cut.
Watch out for Trey Lance, man.
Lance.
Watch out for Trey Lance.
Where-
Dangerous.
and who did he get picked up by?
He's,
Oh, no,
he's
he's with
the
the
best
Chargers.
quarterback on the Chargers.
Chargers, yeah, that's right.
He's the
That's
best
right.
quarterback on the Chargers.
Oh, we're going to talk about Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers coming up here. I promise you that.
1-0 LA Chargers.
Look, Justin Herbert could very well be making Sean Bernard eat his words a lot. This
Not
year.
willing to concede remotely yet.
No, you should
1
not
week
either.
of football.
You're not. If they go 17-0, you're not gonna.
Yeah.
So here's the question back to the 49ers.
Because they'll
and
lose in the playoffs.
I mean, he's the historically the worst playoff performer of any player in any sport.
49ers and
He played
Saints.
two
wild
games.
statement. That's historically.
Do you have anybody worse that you can bring to the table than somebody that's blown the third largest lead in NFL history and threw 4 interceptions?
6 seasons.
Any sport is crazy.
Yeah.
James Harden,
Oh, it certainly has higher highs than Justin Herbert in the playoffs.
he has higher highs, but overall his playoff resume is worse than Justin Herbert.
Joel
How many
Embiid
wins?
Such
probably.
a bigger sample size.
Joel Embiid has game winners in the playoffs. Justin Herbert has game losers in the playoffs. 2 of them.
It's week 1. He looked really impressive in
Sure.
that game on the road in Brazil. So we'll see if he's able to continue that. But allow me to get back to the 49ers and Saints. And the reason why I'm doing that is for survivor pool play. A lot of people are eyeing that matchup up, number 1. Number 2 is from the betting perspective. You just look at what the Saints did last week. Cardinals roll in. You get the 49ers rolling in. Cardinals went off of 6.5, 7-point favorites in that game. They ended up covering the number, but they weren't all that impressive. Now you get the 49ers. I did it again. The 49ers going into New Orleans, and you're telling me that they're only 3 points better here. I think we're undervaluing the 49ers slightly. I think the 49ers, it's real easy. I'm sure it's one of the bigger plays we'll see from the public
Really?
perspective.
You think
from
so?
public?
You're saying on 49ers -3?
Yeah.
I thought you were saying
scared by the Mac Jones.
I think that
I
game's got to be a
love-
stay away, right?
Yeah,
I love
that's
the
how I feel.
Niners.
Really?
They moved from 7 to 3. I'm not sure Brock Purdy is worth 4 points for the spread.
Purdy played
When
pretty
Kyle
well.
Shanahan-
Mac Jones.
I'm not
Purdy
saying
balled
it's
out.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying he didn't, but I'm just saying when Kyle Shanahan's dialing stuff up, I'm not sure any quarterback under Kyle Shanahan is worth 4 points to the spread. I'm not a Mac Jones guy. Who knows what Kyle Shanahan?
Who
thinks
is?
of them.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess who is, but like
A couple Bama
George
fans
Kittle's
probably, yeah.
George Kittle's a big loss too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which people aren't talking about as much as the quarterback. Still, the Saints are awful. Like
still
I
don't
just
have
trust
Ayuk,
Kyle
too.
Shanahan to prep and call plays at a higher level than anyone on the Saints. So I think that the Niners win pretty handily.
More quarterback friendly head coach, Kyle Shanahan or Kevin O'Connell?
It's got to be O'Connell at this point in time.
That's a good
O'Connell is just special.
I think you make a case for either.
Why though? Like, why would you like Kirk Cousins? I think is better than anyone that Shanahan's dealt with recently.
Is Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold, like Brock Purdy. Is there that big of a difference?
I don't know.
I think you can make the case for either one.
Yeah.
Right. Shanahan, I just said, like, I would use the word genius, but man, Kevin O'Connell is the real deal.
Yeah.
I use choke artist.
Here's
for
the
Kyle
difference. I
Shanahan.
think Kyle Shanahan is better at developing a system around the quarterback
Yeah.
where he can win games with Jimmy G. He can win games with Brock Purdy. I think Kevin O'Connell is much better at developing the actual quarterback and
Interesting.
making him into a great player.
We'll see with JJ McCarthy, won't
Yeah.
we?
That's his baby.
Yeah.
I really think because you let a 14-3 led Sam Darnold go out the door and basically say, all right, JJ, it's your time now. And
That
that was
made
a
it
very
easier.
impressive second half last week by him.
3.5-point favorites at home, taking on the Falcons. 44.5 is our kick there. That's the Sunday night game. Minnesota at home. JJ McCarthy played a great fourth quarter, but I think we're going a little over the top with Mr. McCarthy.
I can't quite overlook how bad he was the first 3
half.
quarters of that game, really. And he was unbelievable in the fourth. And I give the dude a ton of credits in your first career NFL start to have like the mental toughness and wherewithal to be able to put that to the side and straight up ball out down the stretch there. But at the same time, I mean, him in the first half, the pick six, the incompletions that he had, it was bad. So I respect and appreciate. We'll give him the acknowledgement for the comeback victory. The jury should still be out on JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, well, It's not.
It should be.
What's that commercial? Come on, ride the float. Is that it? Right? Isn't that the NFL commercial where they're riding the float?
Sure.
We all are looking at you like you're 5 heads right now.
We all know
The
exactly.
terrible
what that is.
commercial that plays every commercial break. It has all the teams, and they're on the float. They're in the parade. Come
Are you
on,
looking
ride
at
the
the Big
float.
Ten? Like the Big Ten
Big
commercial?
Ten maps.
Yeah, the Big Ten maps.
Bryce just looking for support.
Looking for someone.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. It is terrible. It's a terrible commercial. All right. We're moving up. That was a terrible segue by me. Let's keep it moving here. We're live from the Field Burger and Tap. What a gorgeous day. And again, I can't thank our partners over there at Play Flash Sports, Nino and his team, Travis, just rolling out and doing anything and everything to make this happen. We got a lot on our plate this year, a big basketball season, not trying to hit the fast forward button by no means, but of course, Coach Willard. What's happening this weekend? What do we got going on with the Knicks flavor? What's happening up there on campus?
Villanova, their introduction to the season, the madness next week. They're gonna the women's basketball team, women's head coach.
I wasn't
men's head
talking
coach.
about that.
What were you talking about?
I was talking about the podcast.
Connected.
Yeah, those are connected. I'm
Oh,
getting to the
oh!
same
Is it?
thing.
It's the same night. It's the same night. I didn't know. I didn't know. My bad. My bad.
Yeah, so we got the madness is coming. Getting ready for the season. The women's team, the women's coach, the men's team, the men's coach, and it's all culminating in the Roommates podcast. Villanova alumni legends Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart, the Roommates podcast. It's all going to be there next Wednesday night at Villanova at the Finn. It's going to be
a bad job by me,
electric
Nino.
atmosphere.
Bad job by me. It's going down September 17th at the Finn. Doors are opening at 6 p.m. Go ahead and check out everything online so you can go ahead and see if you want to make it out there. But I would imagine that that's going to be a popular ticket, to say the least. So once again, of course, Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson. We had some Big Five action as far as news break.
Coach Lang.
Yeah, and now what's happening with St. Joe's is they named Steve Donahue as the head coach and gave him a 3-year deal.
Yep. Get fired from Penn and you get basically promoted to St. Joe's. It was probably a weird 6 months for Coach Donahue over there.
The hawk never dies, right?
Yep.
Something like that. Anyways,
That's been dead for a few
an
weeks.
exciting year to say the least, or exciting week to say the least up there at the Finn, as those guys have a ton of fans and rightfully so. So
we do have some quick breaking Eagles news. No Dallas Goedert.
no Dallas Goedert.
Official.
Kind of felt like that was going to be the case.
Yeah.
What happens there? Where are we at?
Grant Calcaterra.
Yep.
Grayson, I believe, is the other guy in the mix right now. This is probably a situation where they're going to have to elevate someone from the practice squad.
Should they trade for Kyle Pitts?
Of course. Always.
Free Kyle Pitts.
Yeah. But
Bring it
no,
up.
seriously, after this year, I know Goddard got the reworked contract or whatever.
Correct.
I don't think that's a situation where you can give him another year. He's always in and out of the lineup. And when he's on the field, he's a damn good player. But I think it's a spot where tight end has to be one of the points of emphasis going into next season that you're kind of looking to build the future.
They kind of did this offseason and couldn't land on anybody, too. Like the door was open for a new tight end and Dallas Goedert to no longer be here. They could not find an upgrade, and it kind of felt like one of those,
Well, Kyle's a free agent next year.
I mean, there was a lot of talk in the offseason of how much, or even in training camp, how much Jalen was targeting Dallas Goedert. And then you saw that week.
I mean, he had, 7 catches?
He was his number one guy, especially at what they were doing, zoning up A.J. Brown.
Did Wilson ever play tight end? Johnny, I know he got hurt, but wasn't he playing tight end last year?
He's built like a tight end.
He is built like a tight end.
I think he started at tight end.
That's
at
a terrible.
FSU.
That was a terrible injury. Yeah. So, I was working out at Vision Fit. Shout out to our friends over at Vision Fit. They will put the YouTube channel on. Sometimes it's Kobe highlights. This guy loves Mamba. Whatever. A lot of basketball highlights. But I walked in the other day and it was the YouTube running recap of last year's Eagles season, and it was just crazy because maybe you didn't. Right, but I forgot. Remember Saquon going off against the Rams on Sunday Night Football when he ran for all those yards? It made you think about that. And then Wilson scoring a touchdown against the Cowboys on the road in Dallas. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He actually scored a touchdown. So that was a tough injury because he actually had a pretty good preseason game 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I would imagine his number might be called to get some look at tight end. I don't know if I'm wrong on that or not, but unfortunately it won't be the case. All right, we're broadcasting live from the Field Burger and Tap here at Happy Valley, getting you ready for all things Villanova and Penn State. Once again, we will be live tomorrow, jam-packed day of programming. We're live from Park Sportsbook Casino every Saturday with the great Dick Girardi and Mike Kern. That leads you into Mark Henry Jr. at 11. And then, folks, from the lots, the boys right here, the College Football Rundown Show, coming to you live at 12:30. We'll take you right up to pregame coverage with the great Ryan Fannin and Steve Pannone on The Gambler. So don't just, keep us locked. That's it. You don't got to make any other plans. Keep it locked to The Gambler all day tomorrow for fantastic programming covering all things college football. Once again, we're live from the Field Burger and Tap out here at Happy Valley. Head coach Mark Ferranti is going to be joining us in about 15 minutes. So a special guest sliding up to the table. Of course, can't wait to hear his thoughts as Villanova rolling into a big game against Penn State and a chance to make history in the great game of college football. It's The Gambler. I am Sean Brace. Daily Ticket with you here. Don't touch that dial. More after this.
We don't just watch college football, we live it.
How did he stay on balance there? Look at him go! Scattaboo!
Join us for the stories, the scores, and the Saturday magic. It's The Gambler. Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
So going in the Walt Whitman into New Jersey, down to 42 south of Creek Road. 95 northbound, stopping the Vine Expressway up to Bridge. Southbound Jan, Cotman to the Betsy Ross. Westbound Schuylkill Chan, University Teacher Barton Boulevard to Belmont. Eastbound back to Boulevard to South. Larry Totella, total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Unbound.org. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice: continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at Unbound.org.
Do you own or manage a business here in Philadelphia? Are you unsure where to start when it comes to advertising? Well, here's a surprise. Fox Sports The Gambler, your local iHeart station, is the one place you can get it all. Hey, it's Sean Brace, and we can help with everything from radio and podcast ads to social media and digital. And we can even get local voices like mine spreading the word about your business. So if you're looking for someone to take care of it all, do yourself a favor right now. Call 844-844-iHeart or visit iHeartAdvertising.com today.
You know what's great about your investment account with the big guys? It's actually a time machine. Log in and zoom. Welcome back to 1999. It's time for an upgrade. At public.com, you can invest in almost everything: stocks, bonds, options, and more. You could even put your cash to work at an industry-leading 4.1% APY. Leave your clunky, outdated platform behind at public.com. Go to public.com and fund your account in 5 minutes or less. Paid for by Public Investing Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Full disclosures at public.com/disclosures.
Stop settling for weak sound. It's time to level up your game and bring the boom. Hit the town with the ultra-durable LG X Boom portable speaker and enjoy vibrant sound wherever you go. Elevate your listening experience to new heights because, let's be real, your music deserves it. The future of sound is now with LG X Boom. And for a limited time, save 25% at LG.com with code FALL25. Bring the boom. X Boom.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-978-1515. That's 800-978-1515.
See website for details. BillsHappen.com is not a lender. It does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, everything is so expensive, and our bills are piling up.
You're telling me credit cards are maxed out, rent is due, and the car payment's right around the corner? We need some extra cash.
We should do what my friend from work did. She went to BillsHappen.com and got the money she needed the next day.
Our credit is not great. Are you sure that would work for us?
BillsHappen.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
Sounds like it's going to be a hassle.
My friend said it was super easy. She did it right from her phone during her lunch break.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. BillsHappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Guess what? I went to BillsHappen.com, and we're getting our money tomorrow.
Wow, that's fast. Problem solved.
If you need extra cash, go to BillsHappen.com. That's BillsHappen.com. BillsHappen.com.
Hey, this is Matt Jones. I'm Drew Franklin, and this is NFL Cover Zero. We're just here to try to give you an NFL perspective a little bit different. Did you see the Colts pretzel? That was my other big takeaway from that game. What was that? Oh, my. We think NFL coverage should be informative and entertaining. And twice a week, that is exactly what you're going to get. Open up your free iHeartRadio app, search NFL Cover Zero with Matt Jones and Drew Franklin, and listen now.
Come back.
That is me. I completely forgot.
And we're back live here from Happy Valley. We got Sean Brace chatting off screen, so we're bringing it back in here with Ryan Coyle, here with Sam Ostry, and Brace hopping back on the sticks here. We were through 1 hour here on the Gambler and tossing the sticks back to Sean Brace.
I forgot to move my car.
I was thinking about that. Like a half hour ago.
Is the trunk even closed? I don't even think the trunk is closed
No,
right
it is.
now.
I closed it.
All right, nice work on that one. We're broadcasting live from the Field Burger and Tap out here, getting ready for all things Villanova and Penn State. Head coach Mark Ferrante from Villanova football will be joining us in just a little bit. Special guests here in the 4 o'clock hour. We're talking all things NFL. Big question to get the party started here on this beautiful Friday afternoon. The Green Bay Packers have slid in front of the Philadelphia Eagles as odds-on favorite to win the NFC. It's week 2. Not trying to go too crazy here, but we need something to talk about, right? I kid. Is it an overreaction? If you were an odds maker, would you feel that you would pull the trigger on that as well? Should you make the wager? I highly doubt that we would say yes to that with all the football to be played, but stranger things have happened when it comes to making a wager at this point in time of the season.
This is going to be an awesome rivalry for years to come. Packers and Birds. When you look at that playoff game last year, these are two of the better front offices in the league and
the Michael
better
Parsons
teams in the league. Michael Parsons, an Eagles fan, by the way. but these are two of the better teams in the league that are set up for years to come with young quarterbacks, young receivers, all of it. They're going to be great. And let's not forget who led the charge to ban the tush push this offseason.
Yep. Green Bay.
It was the Green Bay Packers. That is going to be a huge talking point, huge story when these two teams play each other eventually in the postseason. So, I mean, when everyone's looking at the Packers, are they physically tough enough to beat the Eagles? They were trying to ban the tush push more than any other team. They led the charge. Yeah.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Exactly.
right.
And the Bills also voted against it,
which
and
is
we're
just
running
absurd.
it
And they're
with
running
Josh
it.
Allen.
Yeah, they're running it. It's so weird that how that's shaking out. Hopefully that will go away, but I don't think it will. I think it's going to be back in the offseason and probably will have enough to make it an illegal play, but there will be some slight changes. You're still going to be able to run a QB sneak, right? Like
I actually only think it'll be banned if the Eagles win again. Win the Super Bowl. If the Eagles don't win the Super Bowl again and they're stopped, I don't think enough teams will care enough to actually put the motion in front of the league to try to ban it.
I can see that.
If the Eagles keep winning, then they're going to try to ban it.
Real quick on this one, shifting gears, Phillies ending up sweeping the Mets yesterday. That's great. I finally got something right when I said that the Phillies would sweep somebody. It went the other way last time I said it. I felt like the Phillies would be the better team. I thought they would take 3 out of 4, but I said I would not be surprised if they do take all 4 games against the New York Mets. And with that, the wild card, of course, and the division right there for the take. And division is no longer even up for debate. It hasn't been for the past week. But a great homestand to get it started for the Phillies. Now they welcome the Royals to town, and interesting spot here for Mr. Walker Buehler. The expectations are very, very low, but Walker Buehler will be getting the start, taking on the Kansas City Royals. DraftKings showing the Phillies at minus 135 favorites here. Quickly on this one, anything to add from the Phillies' perspective against the Royals here, Sean Bernard?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're riding high right now. That I think last night specifically, that comeback victory after Luzardo gave up 4 in the first inning to absolutely lock down. And by the way, Luzardo has climbed 5th in the entire MLB in strikeouts this year, which is something that I wasn't even aware that he was that high. But he's over 200 on the season here, and I think the whole team picked it up. Harrison Bader, how can we not talk about what that addition has meant?
What
to
a
this
stud!
team? He's unbelievable, and the Mets killer.
I'm a Bader guy.
Yeah. And the Mets killer that I think this Phillies team was missing. So I think the vibes are high. I think this team's locked in. With all that said, I don't have the highest level of optimism for Walker Buehler, but I do think specifically that this is probably a guy that is pretty cooked from a pitching perspective. He did not look particularly persuasive in his minor league presence there, but I want to stay open-minded, and I think the bats could pick him up.
Look, I think everybody has the open mind vibe right now. When you look at years past, it felt a little bit more negative from Phillies fans. And this team, whether it has a lot to do with the league itself being up for grabs, but this team is top 5 in a lot of the major categories. You know that they can hit the long ball. You know you can get some great starting pitching. And, of course, with Duran being added to the equation, it changes everything. I feel like everybody should have the expectation that this team could very well be playing deep come October and getting back to another World Series.
World Series favorites right now at DraftKings Sportsbook. Plus 475, I think it is.
You know, they were great last year. There was a good point in the season where they were, or a good chunk of the season where they were the best team in baseball, but yet it felt like the fan base was just not buying in. This time around, is it something as simple as the addition of the closer and that's it?
I think Bader's a big deal. Like, I
really
having an everyday center fielder.
You mean to tell me that Harrison Bader has seeped into the fans the negative Nancy's that they normally are, and now they're starting to believe in this team to do something big this year because of Harrison Bader?
I think sometimes when you bring in an impact player, like, it changes the expectations for all the players around him. Like, we see that with Duran, with him being the clear 9th inning guy, that all of a sudden Kirkland can be in the 8th inning, Strom can be in the 7th inning, where you're not dependent on those guys. In the same way with this Phillies outfield, that it is no longer, can Johan Rojas be here for defense this day? Is this a Brandon Marsh day who can't really hit left-handers there? Like, instead of kind of filling up the gaps, Bader's your everyday center fielder, and then you have the optionality at right and left field. Kepler has stepped up. Nick Castellanos, crazy to think he's the guy out of the mix when he's been like the only consistent outfield production for quite a bit of time. But I think him settling everyone else sort of into their place has benefited everyone.
The optimism comes from two places. Number one, they had a great trade deadline, which they haven't had in a long time.
Yeah.
They hadn't had a go all in, win now trade deadline in the last few years, and fans were really disappointed with that. You get Duran, a closer, like Sean was just talking about, a legitimate 9th inning closer, one of the best closers in baseball, the way he's playing right now. And then you get another bat in Bader, and now you have the platoon in the outfield.
And you pick Robertson off the street.
Exactly. So you had a great
That's
deadline.
a big gap.
You had a great deadline. The second thing is, compared to last year, after the All-Star break, they were playing bad baseball. I mean, they were around 500 the last few months of the season last year. They're playing awesome baseball right now. And heading into the playoffs in this final stretch of the season, 16 games left in the regular season, they're playing great baseball, which is a complete 180 from what they were doing last year.
And Nola just had arguably his best start of the season. Hopefully more of that to come. Very interested to see, though, once they get to October, how much, if at all, do they miss Zach Wheeler? Because I feel like since he's gone out and since he's been out, and hopefully all is well with him, he's able to return playing baseball one day. But since he's been out, like, I really don't think we've missed him that much. Everyone's kind of stepped up around him. I think the bats have really performed since he stepped out. I don't know if that's kind of something in the locker room where it's like a rallying cry for them in this moment. But if you give Christopher Sanchez the ball and like a Game 7 in the World Series, I'm as confident in him as I probably would have been in Zach Wheeler, because that dude is ice cold on the mound.
Well, it's going to be fun over these next few weeks, and that's going to happen real fast. Of course, what is the magic number? 5, I want to say. Magic number is 5.
I believe so.
I don't think they'll be popping champagne. I think they will sip a little bit, a little toast.
They didn't last year, right?
When they just clinched.
Clinched. I don't think they.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
You sip a little champagne, raise the glass up a little bit, and then when you win the division, you pop them bottles.
I saw that the Phillies can actually clinch before the Eagles kick off on Sunday if everything shakes.
Oh, that
right.
would be amazing.
Really?
That would be absolutely amazing.
It does speak to the rest of baseball and how poor the kind of the rest of the teams are, that the Phillies are World Series favorite after their starting pitcher and number one guy gets hurt.
And by the way, Christopher Sanchez, like, this dude should win Cy Young this year. He straight up should. It's him and Paul Skeens. He's second in odds. They've had very similar years statistically, and the Pirates are a garbage franchise, and the Phillies are World Series favorites. Like, Sanchez, the win-loss record is night and day different. I don't understand why there's not more of a push for this guy nationally. He's just straight up one of the best pitchers in baseball, and he does not get talked about in that same way.
Well, he doesn't date Livy Dunn.
I sure. There is an aspect
that will help. That will definitely help as far as the attention. That's for sure. She is all over the place now.
Yeah.
I'm still not going to use that sports book just because of Livy Dunn. I'm not. I just am not. Now you can continue to throw some, swag at me like they're doing. I think that's a good angle.
What if Madison B or Justin Herbert's starts?
Could very well be the case.
Grace wasn't familiar with her game.
No, I was not.
Surprising.
I'm learning. Who's the other one you brought up too?
I don't know. Lord knows. There's a lot of options, Grace.
No,
Lord
it was
knows.
the girl with the 2 guys. They're playing tennis.
Oh, Brooks Nader.
Yeah, I don't know
That
who
was
she
a
is.
wild report out there. Apparently, she was dating both Carlos Alcaraz and Yannick Sinner
Dude,
during the
that's a
U.S.
big
Open.
Alcaraz is a stud.
He is a stud.
He is an
And double the honey
absolute
deuces.
stud.
He's awesome.
All right, we're going to take a quick time out. Head coach Mark Ferrante is going to join us on the other side, live from the Field Burger and Tap in Happy Valley. A beautiful day. You know, tomorrow we're suiting up. The boys of fall are back. Don't go anywhere. More Daily Ticket after this.
It's the Daily Ticket with Sean Brace, 3 to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday.
This is it. Super Bowl scars still fresh. A new season and a rematch nobody wants to lose. We got some Chiefs and Eagles Week 2 action coming our way. Chiefs, you know they want revenge. Now, here's the deal. The Eagles stomped the Chiefs 40-22. Real ones know that it was 40-6. And now Kansas City opens up as a slight underdog at home. Eagles favorite in Kansas City has everybody questioning whether or not this is a play they want to make, but I'll paint the picture for you right here. The injury picture tilts the field. Chiefs are down Rashee Rice, suspended for the first 6 games. Xavier Worthy, questionable. And on Eagles' side, they got questions, but there's more motivation. After a disappointing opening game against the Cowboys, they know they're better than what they showed, but they still won. I'm going to go with the Birds on the road. I like the way that they looked against the Cowboys. Plenty to improve on. But yet, the bread and butter is still there, and that is the running game. And, oh, by the way, Jalen Hurts will outperform Mahomes yet again on the field.
If you can wager on it, we're talking about it right here on The Gambler.
My station, baby!
Our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
September 19th and 20th at T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Limited tickets still available at AXS.com.
Get yours while you still can.
Lenovo and the iHeartRadio Music Festival. Tech that hits different. Can your gear keep up with the beat? Lenovo PCs are built for creators, dreamers, and fans who don't hit pause. Visit Lenovo.com for the latest in AI PCs and game-changing tech.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
Good afternoon. Busy with Friday volume. We're up on the Walt Whitman into New Jersey down to 42 south at Lower Landing Road. 42 northbound backed up Black Horse Pike to 55 with crash. The right lane is blocked. 95 northbound stop and go Vine Expressway up to Bridge. Southbound Jan Cotman to the Betsy Ross and Ridley Park to 320. Blue Route southbound stop and go St. David's Media Swampport. Northbound heavy 95 to Route 1. Jan on the Schuylkill, eastbound Blue Route to Belmont and Boulevard to South, westbound Jan Boulevard to Belmont. Laura Totella, total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
It's your Friday Sports Minute brought to you by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Week 2 of the NFL continues on Sunday. An AFC East showdown in New York. Jets 0-1 hosting the Bills 1-0. Bills head to MetLife Stadium as 6.5-point road favorites in Detroit. An NFC North battle. Lions hosting Caleb Williams and the Bears. Lions a 6-point home favorite in Indy. The 1-0 Colts hosting the 1-0 Denver Broncos. Will the Daniel Jones magic continue from week 1? Colts a 1.5-point home underdog. New to BetMGM, sign up today using code MINUTE to receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for full terms. 21 plus to wager. New customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Promotions vary by market. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLERS.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Hey, man, you all right? Need me to call 911? No. Call Top Dog Law. Get top dollar for your accident at topdoglaw.com. Once again, that's topdoglaw.com.
Live from the Field Burger and Tap in Happy Valley, this is the Daily Ticket with Sean Brace.
Once again, getting you ready for all things Villanova and Penn State. Let's go live from the Field Burger and Tap. Sean Brace, Ryan Beefcoil, and Sean Bernard. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us, a special guest, given a few minutes of his time. Extremely busy weekend for this man. Head coach of Villanova football, Mark Ferrante, joining us. Coach, great to have you. How you been?
I'm doing well. I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely.
Normally, when you go to the opposing team's venue, they don't usually want to talk to me that much, so I appreciate you having me over here.
What a day. Of course, you know, with our partners here at Playfly and teaming up with the great folks over here, just rolling out the red carpet for us here at the Field Burger and Tap. And they host a few coaches shows throughout the course of the year. So they said, please, we'd love to have you. Can't thank them enough. And of course, the Lord above for giving us the day we're having here today. Unbelievable.
Yeah, this is beautiful out here. We just finished our walkthrough. We actually did it at State College High School. We actually have a freshman on our team from there, Mike Gall. And then we did go by the stadium, you know, kind of get the oohs and ahs out of the way. We don't play in venues that look anything like this one. So just had an opportunity to walk the guys through there and then did our walkthrough, get the bus trip out of their legs a little bit. But this is beautiful over here. And my neighbor has a son who's a junior up here. Doug Tyrell and his son Cole is up here, and they were talking that this place here, this Field Burger and Tap place, is pretty awesome. They say they really like the burgers here.
We need, the burger is number one apparently, and I want to see the course, so we need to set up a time to come back up here in the off season, Coach. Get up here and play 18.
Sounds good to me.
We got a lot to talk to you about. Of course, a big game coming up tomorrow, but I do want to hit the rewind button about Saturday. Open up the season with a victory at home, Colgate, 7-point win. It's week one, though. I'm interested from a coach's perspective. And you know, look, we I know it's apples and oranges, but you look at what the Eagles do and the NFL side of things, and we could look at some other programs at the college level. Just week one, it's so tough. You guys don't scrimmage all offseason. So your thoughts on the performance, although you got the victory.
Right. We don't have preseason games. We don't have a large roster, so we don't do a lot of 11-on-11 live during preseason. We don't even do a ton of 11-on-11 live in the spring, you know, because we're always fear of injury. We need our guys in the fall.
Sure.
So we try to, you know, get as much live work as we can in more, you know, conditioned drill type work and those type of things. But the first game was pretty clean game. I really liked the team's effort. I liked the way they hustled to the ball. There was a lot of crisp hitting out there on both sides. Actually, Colgate did have a game under their belt, which helped us because they had a new staff. They have a new head coach, a new defensive coordinator, a new offensive coordinator. So it gave us an opportunity to see them in week one, and we didn't open up till week two. So, but as far as the first game's concerned, like you said, you never know what you're going to get when you don't have preseason games or, you know, a lot of live work. So pretty clean game. We only had 3 penalties total. We didn't have any turnovers. So we're pretty pleased with that. We can work, you know, with those positives. Some things to clean up though, some correctables. We missed some blocks, missed some tackles, took some bad angles at times. So, you know, need to play out the ball in the air a little better on defense. And, but we did well. They, they did a good job stopping our run. We have a pretty good running back room right now. All the guys that we had last year are back, and all 5 offensive linemen that started last year are back. So they were probably concerned about our run because they played us a little differently than they played Monmouth. Monmouth's going to throw the ball 40 times a game. We're going to be a little more balanced than that. So their safeties were close to the line of scrimmage, and we were able to get some big plays over the top. So, but as far as the first game, whenever you get the win, that's a big thing. That's the most important thing. But there's some things, hopefully we'll have that improvement that people talk about from week 1 to week 2.
Yeah, I think Ryan was talking about Matt Caesar. Fantastic to have Matt in the booth for game 1. Unbelievable insight. But it was interesting to hear him say, look, when it comes to November, you're not going to look at that scoreboard. It goes in as a victory, and that's it. So 1 in the win column. When you talk about how they were playing you as far as defensively, McQuaid, quarterback, southpaw out there, slinging it, 299, I want to say.
299 is what he had, which breaks the record for most yardage passing in a debut game for a quarterback.
Do you give game balls?
We do not.
You don't?
We do not. We give game. We have players of the game.
Okay.
And those types of things that we announce in our Sunday meeting, but we don't really give out game balls.
I want to be in a speech for rah with Coach. I do. I want to be in that locker room for that, man.
But Pat broke Connor Watkins' record by 1 yard.
Really?
Connor on his debut was 298, and Pat went for 299. So, and he had his career high run. His career longest run was that 28-yarder he had for a touchdown.
Well, trickery on that one, too.
Surprise for everybody.
It was really just a zone read. It really wasn't a trick play, but they obviously were. It was a short yardage situation. They were gearing to stop our running back, David Abbott, and the end collapsed. Linebacker overlapped. Everyone was going to the David Abbott handoff, and Pat came around the end, and he went in untouched from 28 yards. So
1-0 on the season, and now we get into this weekend here, which you and I were talking at Ocean City, New Jersey. Another great event that you guys had for Villanova football, getting ready for the season. And you said this is a game that everybody wants to talk about. I don't know why. Just the discussion with your team leading into this game. I know, look, you're going to be honest with us, and it might be coach speak, but you have to make this just another game, but it really isn't, though, correct?
Yeah, correct. I mean, when you walk in there and you, like I said earlier, you see the size of the stadium, second largest stadium in the country behind Michigan.
Wow.
We just don't play in these type of venues, and they have a 127-man roster to our 93-man roster, so that's a big difference. And our guys would love for Penn State and Notre Dame and those type of schools to have recruited them, and maybe we have some guys that could play at this level, whether they could do it now after development, or maybe they could have come out of high school if they got here and developed over time. But they have a lot more of those guys. They have a lot more of those guys, and they're going to rotate a lot of those guys. But this is a great opportunity for our guys, because we have guys that want to play beyond college. We have guys that want to play in the NFL. So this gives them an opportunity to play against some guys that I know there's some guys on the other team's roster that we're playing tomorrow that will be playing on Sunday. So it gives them an opportunity to showcase their abilities against really top level competition. This game here was scheduled way back when, so when we played them in 2021, this game was part of that agreement. So we knew they were going to be on the schedule in 22-25 all the way back when that game was scheduled. So we didn't know we were playing number 2 in the country at the time. Had we known that and they said, would you like to sign a contract for 2 games? I might have said no, but it is what it is. And we're here, and everyone's excited about it.
Nationally televised game, FS1. We were joking on the way up, and we're not looking for any bulletin board material, and I don't think that anybody needs that. We understand what the expectations for Penn State, but Coach, just knowing what, of course, these odds makers are saying and all that, and the expectation for Penn State coming into the season where we're at right now, comparing it to some of the upsets we've seen, like you're in a position to make history. Is that something that even enters your mind, just as a fan perspective? You love the game, you eat, sleep, and drink the game of football. Do you even allow that to seep in the back of your mind?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. I don't know what point spreads are. I don't look at that stuff. I'm not saying my neighbor, who I mentioned earlier, doesn't talk about that stuff. But, and I don't look at predictions by whomever's making those predictions,
Sure.
Whatever newspaper writer or whoever, announcers or anything like that. We say the same thing. I pretty much go into every week the same way. I go into every week the same way James does, really. We're trying to go 1-0 this week, regardless of who we're playing. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday practice. Yes, we are preparing for what we're going to see schematically against the opposition, but we're more concerned with what we're doing, how we're doing, what we're trying to do, our execution on our fundamentals and our plan, and then when we get in there's always going to be game day adjustments. So we try to go 1-0 every week. We talk about nameless, faceless opponent, and, we're just coming up here and going to give it our best shot.
And that's the message that was carrying through the coaches show on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And don't allow me to hog the microphone. If you guys got a question for head coach Mark Ferranti joining us, but just again, leading into this game and what Penn State brings to the table on the offensive side, what is something that you are looking at right now when it comes to game planning for Penn State on off?
Said we have 5 linemen coming back. They have pretty much the nucleus of their linemen all coming back from a year ago. The running backs,
pretty good.
I don't know what you want me to say about the running backs. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We have good running backs, but we don't have all guys that are that size.
Sure.
David Abbott's our biggest guy, and he's about 6 foot. And he's 224. All their guys are all of that.
Big boys.
You know what I mean? I remember Singleton when he was at Governor Mifflin in 10th grade. I saw his film in 10th grade. I'm like, okay, well, we got to go recruit someone else because we'll have no
You
shot
knew
at him.
when you looked at him,
Yeah.
you knew he was going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
saw Saquon in 10th grade at Whitehall High School. I saw, Singleton over here at Governor Mifflin in 10th grade. And it's like, okay, they're going elsewhere, and we'll try to go find a running back somewhere else. And fortunately, we're able to find some good running backs.
Sure.
But,
Oh, yeah.
I know they're got some new wideouts, and then it all starts with the quarterback. No matter who you're playing and no matter, who we're playing at that position, that's where it all starts. They got to be able to manage the game and, make good decisions with the ball and, keep things going in a timely fashion, make sure the tempo's what the coaches want and all that. So, and Drew's been around a long time. So,
Yeah.
and he's a big guy that can sit in the pocket and get the ball downfield, and he gets it out quick at times. And, then we got to tackle those guys in space when he hits the backside of the backfield and all that stuff. So there's a lot to prepare for. And, the offensive coordinator coach does a great job. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of shifts and motions. There's 3 tight end sets. There's no tight end sets and everything in between. And, and he moves them around a lot. So we got to work it out for us.
Sure.
We just got to have good eye discipline is what we talk to our guys about, especially our linebackers and our secondary. We got to be gap sound, and we got to tackle well. And hopefully if we can create a few turnovers and, steal a couple of possessions, that would help as well.
I'd like to chime in on kind of the offensive line part that you were talking about with 5 guys returning. When you're going up against a front 7 that's littered with potential NFL prospects with Penn State, how much confidence would that give you if, your guys are able to actually go out there, kind of hold their own, execute for going forward in CAA play when you're kind of going up against a defense like Penn State?
Yeah, no, it'd be great. I mean, if our guys could move the ball and get the ball in the end zone a little bit on offense, and we can, like I said, play our gaps and, get them off schedule when we're on defense and they're on offense, that gives us great confidence. I think 2021, we ended up being CAA champs. We ended up going to the playoffs, and that game really helped us because our defense really did a good job stopping the run that day. I know they're a different team now, and I know, 21 and 25, you really can't compare it because there's so many different people on the roster. We only have a couple guys that were here before in 21. Our linebacker coach now, Forrest Ryan, was our All-American linebacker who played in that game.
Love it.
And he had a great game, but it gives you confidence if you can hang in there and, make some good plays, and, it gives the guys confidence for when they do get to that next in-league opponent or, another FCS opponent. And it helped us that year. The key is for us to come in here, play well, perform well, and stay healthy.
Yep.
And to your point about it starting at the quarterback, to bring it back right to the Villanova circles, I thought that was an incredibly impressive start by Pat McQuaid there. And this is a guy with experience, the Nicholls State transfer. What is it about him that he brings to the offense, or that people have not quite seen, that he will still bring to the table this season that makes an impact?
Yeah, he's a coach's kid. You know what I mean? His dad coached high school football in Ohio for 3 different schools, I believe. Obviously coached him at Solon High School when he was there. His dad's in the Ohio Hall of Fame for high school coaches. And, so he's been around it his whole life. So we were really impressed. He was a mid-year guy. We only brought in one mid-year guy. We only lost one mid-year guy, so we only had room to bring in one guy. So we brought in Pat, and we were really impressed with how in 3 months he was able to pick up just from the 15 spring practices. And then obviously we carried the competition into the summer and into preseason with him and Tanner Maddox, because Tanner has been Connor's backup for 3 years.
Right.
Tanner's a senior, but
Special
a redshirt
teamer,
junior.
does it
and
all.
and he does punt returns and all that stuff. So we went head to head with those guys for as long as we felt we had to look at it. And then Pat came out on top. So that's pretty impressive for a guy to be with us, basically 7 months and they're in a starting spot. But he's been around his whole life. Like I said, he's a coach's kid. He makes good decisions. He gets the ball out quick. He protects the ball. And he does have more game experience under his belt than Tanner because, as you mentioned, he not only started 2 years at Nicholls State, but he also started at junior college.
Sean Bernard brought up special teams, and I apologize. I had to think of Luke Larson. And I'm saying, Coach, first of all, what an impact he had in game one.
Oh, no doubt.
He's the real deal.
No doubt. He can do a lot of good things.
Yes. And I think, if we want to get attendance up just a little bit, I believe if you put him out there on billboards, I honestly believe that might have a big impact, and especially if we could hear his voice some way, somehow. He is the real deal. He brings it. But, yeah, we heard his name on the broadcast a ton, and he was penning them deep. He's a weapon for you guys.
Yeah. Yes, I'd like to have you hear his name less. That means we would be punting less.
Yeah, that's a good call by you.
He is going to be our holder. But he's really accurate. He can kick it a lot of different ways. He played Australian rules football when he was in Australia before he came over to East Carolina on scholarship as a punter. And he's East Carolina's second leading punter in net yardage. Wow. So he doesn't have the leg that's going to go 47 on average. He'll go, 41, 42 on average. But the way he kicks the ball, there's not a lot of return yards because he can aim it. And in the 175 punts he had at East Carolina, he only had 7 touchbacks. Wow. So he does not, he puts the ball in play or can angle it out of bounds where you want it to go. So if you say, hey, put it at the 5-yard line out of bounds so there is no return, he can do those types of things. And he can do the rugby style, the roll out right but still kick it to the left, which is not easy to do just because he's used to running and kicking the ball. He calls it, from growing up in Australia, he doesn't call it punting, he calls it passing. He says that's how they pass the ball in Australian rules football.
True. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense. He's a very special player, very unique in that sense. Is he the more unique punter that you've had when you can a serious question, because I've seen coaches say, hey, it just happened the other night. What was the game? It was like kicking out of bounds and the guy didn't have the leg with the Bears. Yeah. So if you have a punter like this and you're saying, hey, pin him on this side, we want you to kick it to the left sideline and do it. I would imagine that's pretty easy for most punters, but he's unique in that sense.
Yeah, no, he kicks it. Like I said, he holds it differently. Some of them, he can do the traditional punt.
Sure.
So it's got the spiral and hopefully it turns over so it goes a little further. And then he can do the one that has more of the kickoff look to it, the backspin. So, like the sky punt, you try to get inside the 10-yard line and have it, more of a dead drop. Then he can line drive it to get the roll if you want the roll. And then he kicks one that kind of where the ball spins sideways and it just boomerangs out of bounds. You know what I mean? And he goes, I've only done that maybe 3 or 4 times in a game, but they can't field that one. They can't field that one. And he's a good athlete. He's actually our holder on field goals and extra points now as well. He's done 153 of those snaps when he was at East Carolina. So he's got good hands. And he can throw it and he can catch it. And he ran a few fakes. So he ran a few fakes in his career at East Carolina. So he can run a little bit too at 33 years old.
Yeah, 33. You got to love it. Head coach, Villanova football, Mark Ferrante, joining us here live from the Field Burger and Tap. Can't thank you enough, Coach, for stopping by. Busy weekend for you, obviously. Just a quick one on the way out. You piqued my interest when we were talking about scouting players over the years, and you've been in this game for a long time. Who's the one guy that you knocked you out of the ballpark? You went, saw the tape, maybe caught him live. Is there one that jumps to you right off the jump in your mind?
Yeah, you know what? Here's what I'm going to say about that. The ones that jump off the film, we can't get. Like I said,
Gotcha.
Like I said, those guys in 10th grade, the names I mentioned, they're going to go to the ones that we look at and see potential. We've had guys that have been drafted in the 2nd round.
Sure.
And obviously we got Christian Benford up there with the Bills right now, who has been a 4-year starter for them. Some of those guys, Tano Passigno, still with the Bears in his 9th year. Right? He got a sack the other night. He was a 2nd rounder with the Chiefs. They had no other offers. So it's those guys, those diamonds in the rough that, we were able to work them out live. When Tano came to our camp in the summer, he measured just under 6'7". He was just under 240 pounds and ran a 4.7, 440. So we took a shot on him, and sure enough, he developed into a really good football player. So it's more of those guys that we try to find in the recruiting cycle than the ones that jump off film, because the ones that jump off film, they're usually going to go on to the higher level for sure.
Heck of a program you have built over the years, Coach. Double-digit victories and a lot of these years, playoff appearances. Of course, you got the championship and continued success this season. Another game here coming up tomorrow. We wish you nothing but the best. But thank you for stopping by, of course, live here on The Gambler, the Daily Ticket. Head coach, Villanova football, Mark Ferrante. Do not go anywhere. We're hanging out here, a beautiful day in Happy Valley. More Daily Ticket as we're getting ready for Penn State and Villanova. Back after this.
Stop settling for weak sound. It's time to level up your game and bring the boom. Hit the town with the ultra-durable LG X Boom portable speaker and enjoy vibrant sound wherever you go. Elevate your listening experience to new heights because, let's be real, your music deserves it. The future of sound is now with LG X Boom. And for a limited time, save 25% at LG.com with code FALL25. Bring the boom. X Boom.
It was a typical day in Philly until the word got out. It's a crime to pay more than a dime. One dime down.
Just go to Springfield. Springfield Mitsubishi. Every vehicle is just a dime.
One dime down.
Plus, new Mitsubishis are $9,000 off. Yeah, $9,000 off MSRP.
And get 0% financing. 0 for 60 months at Springfield Mitsubishi.
Plus acres of pre-owned. All makes, all models.
And ask for credit. Amnesty. If you bring home $400 a week, you could get up to $30,000 in credit.
With just one dime down.
Up to $9,000 off MSRP.
And it's a crime to pay more than a dime. One dime down.
At Springfield Mitsubishi on Baltimore Pike.
They service all makes and models.
PhillyDrive.com.
PhillyDrive.com.
New 25 Outlander, 32.2, dime down, $535 a month, 72 months at 6% APR. Plus tax tag title to qualified buyers up to $9,000 off plug-in hybrid platinum through 9/30.
Your one stop for advertising? Call 844-844-iHeart.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LOCAL to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LOCAL for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LOCAL for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
Rapid radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
Any clouds you see this Friday evening will give way to clear skies and another very comfortable night. Upper 50s in the suburbs, low 60s for the city, and the weekend is looking great. Both Saturday and Sunday, sunshine, just a few clouds. Temperatures in the low 80s on Saturday, mid 80s on Sunday, and humidity stays low the entire weekend. I'm meteorologist Adam Joseph with your 6ABC forecast.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Football season is back, yes, but off the field, life can hit even harder at times. Car wreck, slip and fall, work injuries, yeah, they all happen. Don't sit on the sideline after being injured, though. Only one person to call. Call attorney Big Al, 1-800-HURT-123. Big Al gets the job done, and he picks up 24/7. Big Al brings the heat both on and off the field, and he wins. That's the most important part. One more time, 1-800-HURT-123. Call Big Al today. Hey, Sean Brace here, and the Gambler Gang is hitting the road for Villanova at Penn State. Now, you already know we're the home for all things Villanova football and basketball, but here's something you might not know. Our partners at Playfly Sports represent both programs, Penn State and Villanova. That's why we're taking my show to Daily Ticket and the College Football Rundown live this Friday and Saturday at 12:30 p.m. straight from Happy Valley. So lock in on the iHeartRadio app, and while you're there, make Fox Sports The Gambler a preset so you never miss a minute of the action during this Happy Valley weekend.
From Tuscaloosa to the Big House, Saturdays start here.
Howard flips it. Smith's got it, and the freshman just launches in as the Buckeyes score.
Your home for all things college football coverage. It's The Gambler. Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
They're seeing a lot of volume on the Walt Whitman into New Jersey down to 42 south at Lower Landing Road. Schuylkill westbound, stop and go University to Ward and Boulevard to Belmont. Eastbound, stop and go Blue Route to Belmont and Boulevard to South. Things are busy on the Vine Expressway both ways, Schuylkill to Broad, 95 northbound. Getting heavy across Rock Point Bridge, then stop and go Vine Expressway up to Bridge Street. Southbound 95, Jan Cotman to the Betsy Ross, and then heavy Ridley Park to the Commoner Barry. Laura Chatella, total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
Stay tuned to Fox PHL The Gambler for the latest CEOs you should know.
Sonia Donovan, President and CEO of Arkema Inc.
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Football season is back, yes, but off the field, life can hit even harder at times. Car wreck, slip and fall, work injuries, yeah, they all happen. Don't sit on the sideline after being injured, though. Only one person to call. Call attorney Big Al, 1-800-HURT-123. Big Al gets the job done, and he picks up 24/7. Big Al brings the heat both on and off the field, and he wins. That's the most important part. One more time, 1-800-HURT-123. Call Big Al today.
Looking for sun protection that actually works and feels great? Wear SPF by PGA Pro Justin Thomas has you covered, both on and off the course. Dermatologist tested and sweat resistant. It's broad spectrum SPF that won't mess up your swing or your skin. From the first tee to everyday life, Wear SPF is a high-performance skincare collection that helps you protect yourself like the pros. It's par for the course. Shop now at wearspf.com and stay sun safe all year long. That's wearspf.com.
Stop settling for weak sound. It's time to level up your game and bring the boom. Hit the town with the ultra-durable LG X Boom portable speaker and enjoy vibrant sound wherever you go. Elevate your listening experience to new heights because, let's be real, your music deserves it. The future of sound is now with LG X Boom. And for a limited time, save 25% at LG.com with code FALL25. Bring the boom. X Boom.
The NFL is off to a wild start.
J.J. McCarthy runs for a Vikings touchdown.
The new season lives on iHeartRadio.
Fantasy advice and expert analysis.
We got you covered with the official NFL Podcast Network.
Games.
Got 'em.
Local stations bring you the action live.
Touchdown, Pittsburgh Steelers.
The adrenaline is still pumping as we hit week 2.
And we've got 24/7 coverage of everything you love about football.
Just open the iHeartRadio app and search NFL to dive in.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WDAS and WD273D Philadelphia is Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler.
Hit the button. Coming to you live once again, the Field Burger and Tap here at Happy Valley, getting you ready for all things Villanova and Penn State. A great weekend. We're going to have a lot of fun, of course, tomorrow, live from the lots, and really looking forward to it with an extended pregame show right here on The Gambler, of course. College football rundown. Beef Embrace, Sam Ostry and Sean Bernard tomorrow from the lots. That'll be at 12:30. Nick McClay back at the studio. You good? You hit the buttons. You're out. No music.
We're great back here.
All right. You the man. You the man. All right. I was just checking in. I didn't want to make sure you didn't faint on me. It's all good. The great Nick McClay filling in here on a Friday. Back at the studio. We're live from Happy Valley. It was great to catch up with Coach Mark Ferrante. And it's funny, boys, because interviewing coaches, you want to tiptoe around those sort of things with expectations A, B, big time underdog. But I loved his answer. Yeah, my neighbor might have brought it up to me, but here's the deal. It's just another game. And it's funny. It's also funny because you're going to get the coach speak, but you have to approach it as from that perspective as a coach.
Oh, yeah.
You can't make this game bigger than what it is. And I would imagine they're all smart enough to know that we're walking into Beaver Stadium and how big of a game it is. And I'm sure that they do see some things on the timeline from a player's perspective, but
And
from
this
the
is
coaches,
a Penn State team talked about
Yeah.
like a legitimate national title contender. This
That's
is
true.
not like a run of the mill. This is a good Penn State team.
I also want to say that this could very well be the biggest upset in
Agreed.
college football history if it does happen.
I think it would.
It would be.
It would be.
Because at the top dog is Michigan and App State back in 2007, I want to say it was.
But we were talking
That was a
earlier.
47.5 point
Yeah,
spread.
and App State was what, number one in the FCS?
Who'd you have? Where were you giving? Were you
Yeah,
giving?
07, I was
Yeah.
6 years old. I was gambling, though.
Yeah, and look, I remember watching that game. It was a noon kick, I want to say. And oh, by the way, I would imagine App State got paid to go there and beat them too, which is always fun when you throw that into the equation. But look, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a huge spot for Villanova, and it's a lot of fun to be at their home games. Let me tell you that right now. They do a great job, and they're even raising their game up across the board this year. So if you're looking to catch some college football, not down at Lincoln Financial Field, come on out to a game up at on the main line at Villanova Stadium. I promise you, it's a tremendous time and a great spot to catch some football action.
I thought it was interesting, too, when he was saying the last time they came to Penn State was in 2021, and they won the league that year and made the playoffs.
Yep.
And he was talking about how much that game prepared them for the rest of the CAA play. Like, hopefully this is a Villanova team that has a lot of expectations in the CAA, is one of the best teams. Hopefully this game prepares them in the similar manner when they go on a big run after this one.
Final season too. It'd be nice to get the job done. And but again,
Final season? What? He's retiring after this?
no,
catapult
no,
into the
it's-
Patriot League.
Patriot,
Oh, okay,
Patriot
gotcha,
League.
gotcha.
Yeah. No.
Thought he was
Coach,
riding off into the sun.
I don't think he's going anywhere
He's got
anytime
the
soon.
hunger
He
still, for
loves
sure.
it.
Yeah.
He's a legend, man. He's been with them forever. 38
Yeah.
years. 38 years.
I think the big thing though is if you're able to he goes in the locker room at halftime, talks to his staff, and it's like, we're holding our own on the line of scrimmage. We're holding our own with our corners.
Beef
versus
up front.
Yeah. If you're able to walk out of this game with one or two things, we can hold our own against them in this regard, we can hold our own against anyone. To relate back to some basketball talk, I played at D3 school in Misericordia. We played Seton Hall in a preseason.
You played Seton Hall
when they were number 12 in the country.
Get out of here.
It was the first
Is that when
media.
Kevin Willard was at Seton Hall?
It was the Miles Powell team, and it was
Wow.
I think we wound up losing 102 to 37. But I'll tell you what, those first 8 minutes, we were running our plays, and coaches were like, we can run our plays, we can get open against the number 12 team in the country. We should be able to fare pretty well at D3. So they're Penn State, if Villanova is able to hold their own in just some regards, I think that's a big confidence boost, not just for the players, but for the coach and staff, and potentially, some foreshadowing down the line for
It's
that team.
game 2. It's a long grinding year.
Get out
And-
healthy too.
Yeah, that
is a
too,
major
right?
thing.
Yeah, that's definitely got to be in the back.
And by the way, Penn State a little banged up too. 4 on the defensive line are set to miss this game. Got a couple injuries at wide receiver, so this isn't a fully healthy Penn State squad either.
All right, you know what? Let's stay with the big underdog, right?
Okay.
David and Goliath. Let's talk
Sure.
about Temple and Oklahoma for
Yeah.
a second here, if you would not mind. And this number has been dancing. This number got us, I think, last week as high as 28.5, down to 20, 22 2 days ago, back to 20. Is anybody at this table giving Temple a chance to pull off the upset at home against Oklahoma? Outright win. You're giving them a chance against Oklahoma.
I think they hang in there. I think they cover. I don't think they're going to end up winning the game. I do love the first half.
Yeah, the point spread's I'm on the point spread at 22.5. I got 22.5. I'll take it all day. Look, it's an offense that's buzzing right now. I know Howard is not Oklahoma, but I also want to put into the equation that this is a letdown spot for a team like Oklahoma, just playing Michigan.
And look ahead next week, they got Auburn on the schedule as well.
And by the way, I don't think Michigan might be that great. Like, I think that might have been a little more of a Bryce Underwood can't throw the football yet.
Oklahoma is good, though.
Sure, John Mateer looks unbelievable, the Heisman favorite right now. Like, you got to give them their credit. There's no doubt about it. But I do think this Temple team has some momentum, more so than I felt in years. It's probably the Matt Rule days with Casey Keeler in there taking the reins. And, like, I think the program's got a buzz. I like that Casey Keeler was strategic in bringing up the hot mic thing that he's openly talking about, like the disrespect they're receiving. So there's bulletin board information all over the place. They're playing good football. I think they hang in there.
93-17, I think they're outscoring their opponents so far.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who was week one opponent? Sorry.
UMass.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Go ahead.
First
Sam.
time in since 2019 they started 2-0.
Yeah.
So like a Temple program where a lot is working against them from an administration perspective, athletic department perspective, but it's still somehow they start 2-0 against UMass and Howard. So good for them. And this is the best time that they could possibly be playing Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Coming off that Michigan game with a big game next week, going to the link where. Look, I mean, the link is as empty as you'll ever see it for a Temple football game.
Hello. Nino, are they playing next year? Is that being announced? Is that out there? Okay.
2 years.
Wow, that's a game. Whew, that is a game right there. Yeah, I'm in. Let's go see
We'll need the RV for that one.
Yeah, we will get the RV for that one. We'll need a driver too at the Bourbon down there. And again, those two programs back-to-back seasons, 2018, 2017, two banger games. Villanova won 19-17, 16-13 the previous season to that, Temple over Villanova. So it'd be cool to see those two teams matching up.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was gonna say like President's Cup or something. I remember going, but when I was little for Temple Nova at the link.
Yeah, and it would be cool to see that. Hey, look, that's one of the things about Coach Ferrante that I really, because darn well he's gotten a phone call before. He's a program builder, and it's just tough. You look at what Temple has gone through. I'm not trying to say that all the coaches that they've had have been great, but if they have success there, they're getting a phone call, and most of the time they're moving on, and rightfully so. So I would imagine this might be another time we're talking about this coach moving on to as well.
Casey Keeler has been around the block. I believe he actually started at Rowan.
Correct.
Then he went to Delaware. And then most recently he's been at Sam Houston State, but he kind of has that like Kirk Cignetti vibe to him where he's like the late bloomer. Like Cignetti was IUP, then Elon, JMU. Like, so he might obviously be looking to use Temple as a kind of building block or a jumping stone, whatever you want to call it.
He's getting a lot of attention.
But
now.
For sure.
Dancing in the locker room. He's doing his thing.
If they're able to keep that game in check tomorrow, the phone lines might be buzzing for KC by the end of the season.
I just think going to Philadelphia from Oklahoma's perspective, a noon kickoff.
They're not even bringing their band.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah. There's such little disrespect for Temple. They're not even bringing their band.
Wow.
St. Joe's band will be playing for Oklahoma tomorrow.
No, that's not for real.
That is.
They have St. Joe's. Why is St. Joe's band playing for Oklahoma?
Some band representing OU.
I mean, they getting money.
Think they can turn heel? Could we play some
What?
Temple
St.
fight
Joe's
songs?
band
Yeah.
probably never got to play. Will never get to play a football game. This is their one opportunity.
Oh, but come on, where's the Philadelphia pride?
But also, looking at Oklahoma's schedule the rest of the way, every opponent after Temple is ranked. So it's the most clear, obvious, look-ahead, letdown spot in the world. What is the money line?
Oh, stop it!
Just
all right.
for
Yeah,
fun.
I know. Well, that's what I asked.
1,200
When I
maybe?
asked Bernard, he was like,
Well,
"I am
more
giving
than
him a
that.
shot."
I do
Like,
give him a
wait,
shot.
Well, yeah, with the spread.
Evan Simon or John Mateer? Who are you taking?
Well, who is the number one QBR in the entire country?
Here we go.
Evan
Here we
Simon.
go.
We the T.
I might have to sprinkle Brace. You're talking me into it. I think they do have a chance. I think they're going to stay competitive for sure. I do think they have a chance to win this game.
I don't know. John Mateer.
Bet responsibly, kids.
He's a bad man, as Stephen A would say. 23.5. Money line is plus 1,200. You want to take Oklahoma? Minus 2,400. Anybody here at the table? I think I asked you yesterday. Oklahoma winning the SEC? No. Why?
I just kind of said a couple minutes ago. I think every opponent after Temple is ranked on the rest of their schedule. It's just murderers row. Obviously, some of those games are gonna have to go on the road. If they go 9-3 though with that schedule, they should be in the playoff.
Who has the leg up as far as schedule? And again, this is kind of like that preseason conversation, but we're a couple games in too as well. Who has the leg up? When we think about the SEC, we know teams are going to lose, right? And this is going to sound so obvious, but it's the reality. You look at the LSU schedule, you look at the Alabama schedule, and you're like, yeah, everybody can lose these games, or this team could win these games. Who has the leg up when it comes to that conversation? If you're going to say Oklahoma is tough, a tough road ahead, is there anybody off the top of your mind from the SEC perspective that potentially has an easier schedule?
I think Texas, off the top of my head, was like one of the easier ones. I believe they have Georgia down the stretch, and they have Oklahoma, but I think they avoid Alabama. I think they avoid LSU. So they're certainly in the conversation. And with the Oklahoma game, that's always a neutral site game, so coin flip there. But I think off the top of my head, Texas probably has the most favorable schedule out of kind of these SEC big dogs.
Speaking of the SEC, let's have some fun here. Bama 20.5 against Wisconsin.
Take it.
Yeah, take it which way?
Roll damn Tide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Billy Edwards, Wisconsin starting quarterback, is injured.
Yeah.
He's out for the game.
Former Terp, right?
Former Terp.
Shout out.
The big one, Tennessee and Georgia. That's at 3:30 tomorrow. It's a 4-point spread now on DK. Tennessee catching 4 at home.
I like Georgia.
I'm right. Is McClay on Tennessee?
I think he's on Georgia as well.
Georgia, baby, go Dogs.
You guys put in the preview upset, or Georgia's on upset alert. You guys are just trying to get clicks.
We did not. We literally talked about that yesterday.
Clickbait.
We literally talked about it yesterday. I go, did either of us pick Tennessee? And he was like, no.
Then who did? Who put it together?
I don't know. Who are you talking about? That tweet?
The description, yeah.
That wasn't us.
All right. Because I was like,
We
ooh,
both took
somebody has.
Georgia.
Am I crazy to think Tennessee could win this game?
I don't think it's insane. But my
good
kind
wide receiver core.
My kind of take on that was like Joey Aguilar has to have his like welcome to the big leagues type moment, like his Johnny Manziel versus Alabama type moment. And if he does, like Tennessee, I think is the talk of the town in college football after this week. But you just look what Kirby has done to Tennessee. I think he's won 8 straight matchups against them. Even a couple years ago when Hendon Hooker was out there, they absolutely dismantled them. And this is not your daddy's Georgia. This is not the same old Georgia we've seen over the past few years, but one of those situations
Daddy's Georgia.
Prove me
Maybe
wrong.
Like your older brother's Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you think the Joey Aguilar hype is getting out of hand? Because I think it is.
I think it's this is his first big test. Like Syracuse, 100%. Okay, we'll see what they're made of. Who was last week? East Texas,
Yeah.
something like
I mean,
that.
people are looking at the
Eastern-
5
Eastern
touchdowns,
Tennessee
no
State, that's what it
picks,
was, yeah.
500 passing yards. Like, all right, look at the competition. Syracuse is not going to be some good program this year. They've just barely beat UConn.
Oh,
Winning
yeah.
wind sprints
Did some
after
wind
the
sprints,
game.
though, yeah. They'll be back.
Shout out
I should have
Fran
asked. I should have asked Coach that. You ever think about making your team win
That would have been a
sprints?
good one. I feel like every coach is discussing that all week.
But last year when Aguilar was at App State, they played Clemson. I think it was week 2, and it was 35-0 at the end of the first quarter. So
that will do it.
That was the first kind of big boy ball that he played, and didn't really live up to the hype. So he's got some pressure on him tomorrow. But he's played well so far.
Yeah, no, he has. That's definitely a game that has a lot of attention, no doubt about that. A couple more here from the SEC that does have a ton of attention. Of course, I'm going to go to Notre Dame and Texas A&M, 6.5. Currently, that's a 7:30 kick in South Bend. Really interesting spot for Notre Dame. Get the season going, lose, 13-day layoff. Back at it, have to take on a really tough Texas A&M team. Sam, I look at the Aggies as a potential dog that could bite in a big way on the money line. I do. I think you have a young, inexperienced quarterback who looked good.
He did look good.
But
now he's making his first home start.
A&M has some dogs on the
They
defensive
do.
side of the ball. Offensively, we know what they have at the quarterback position. I think A&M could very well go in there and come away with the victory.
I was impressed from CJ Carr in that debut on the
absolutely.
road. I think he's the better quarterback in this matchup against Texas
Wow.
A&M. And I
You
think
saw
that- I
one
think
game,
they
you can
re-
make that statement?
Yeah, I can. Because I was that impressed on the road in his debut as a true freshman. Coming back to his home debut. Now he's making his home debut.
And Miami has some
I
dogs
think-
on the
right,
defensive line,
absolutely.
too.
I think CJ Carr is going to ball out. I like Notre Dame. Also because it's a really desperate spot for Notre Dame. If they lose this, the path to the college ball playoff without playing in a conference so they don't get an automatic qualifier opportunity, it's really tough. This is a must win for Notre Dame. They can't have 2 losses early.
Do you agree with that, Beef, too? I want to get you in on that because that's something we brought up with Julian Edlow, and he pushed back on it. He said, well, hold up. Notre Dame, 2 losses. I think they're in the playoffs. Let's just have this conversation as if they lose tomorrow night against Texas A&M, run the table. Do you think they're in the playoffs?
I think they have one ranked opponent left on the schedule, most
No, they have
likely.
none.
Oh, like
USC,
think
right?
Oh yeah,
like,
USC is the
potentially
best
could be
matchup. I don't
USC.
see USC
Yeah.
being ranked.
I think if they go 10-2 with the schedule that they have, I would probably say they're on the outside looking in.
I agree.
Maybe like that last team, that 12th team.
Yeah, I think there's a chance, and like the context of the results obviously matter if they start steamrolling teams. And like the Miami, I would like to kind of rephrase the whole like lead up. Like that was an encouraging loss to me by Notre Dame. I thought they fought hard. I thought CJ Carr looked great. Like I thought it was like positive takeaways from a good Miami team.
Aren't they favored?
They were 2.5.
Yeah,
I think
2.5.
Miami was undervalued.
Didn't they go to the national championship game last year? And they have the best defense ever, running
They also
game.
lost to Northern Illinois last year. The same year they went to the national championship.
But I'm just saying, coming into that, and I hate to cut you off. I'm sorry, but you know, I had more expectation for Notre Dame.
They forgot they had Jeremiah Love on their roster,
which is ridiculous.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Arguably the best back in college football.
Yeah, I guess I'm still. The jury should still be out on Notre Dame as a whole. Like if they look phenomenal and pick up a win this week and can build momentum off that, they're right in that championship contender mix right again. So I think they've been buried a little bit more than I think is deserved.
It's crazy because, and this is another obvious statement, Captain Obvious over here. It's just a win is such a difference, right?
Yeah,
Like
sure.
it's just if they lose, the sky is falling, right? But if they win, they're back into a getting back to a championship game possibility. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I think they'll be on the outside looking, and I think we're going to see a lot of good teams, good records at the end of the year, and things will be different at the end of the year from the voting perspective.
Vegas has to really like them though to make them a 2.5-point favorite at Miami, and now a 6.5-point favorite against a tough.
I was surprised at 6.5.
I thought it would be more so like 3.5, something like that, but. I would say must-win spot, but I definitely like Texas A&M to cover plus that 6.5. I think we could get an under game too. I think like 24-20 somewhere in that regard.
I can get down with that as well. All right, one more from the SEC, and let's go LSU in Florida here. 7-point spread, game being played at Death Valley, 7:30 kick. Desperate team in Florida. But we've had this conversation before.
Both desperate teams. Like if LSU is a really tough schedule after this game.
True.
If they lose to Florida as a over touchdown favorite, the path to the college football playoff is looking pretty narrow. And if they don't make the college football playoff this year, I don't understand how Brian Kelly remains in Death Valley because that fan base is going to be on his tail. He has to at least be on the hot seat. The expectation is not just national championship, but at the very least, consistent college football playoff appearances. And now Brian Kelly would be with his best team, top transfer class, a Heisman level quarterback. If he can't make the college football playoff with this team,
man,
things are going to get dark in LSU.
Isn't it unfair to a point? I get it. You're hired to win a championship.
Not when they expand the playoffs and 12 teams get in.
You got to get a ticket.
It's not like
you're right.
14 playoff anymore.
No, you're right about that. I guess I was thinking more along the lines of winning it all.
Yeah, that's
making
not,
a run.
It's at the minimum.
You got to get
getting
a
in the
ticket
playoffs.
No, you're right. You're right about that.
And Nussmeier's
they're
the real
too
deal,
good.
man.
Yeah, they're too good.
Nussmeier's
Not
awesome.
to.
Yeah,
they don't have any run game, so it's not really a balanced offense. But Nussmeier is incredible. He's probably the best quarterback in the country.
Who wins the SEC right now, Beef?
LSU.
Who wins the SEC?
I got LSU too.
Who wins the SEC?
I think LSU.
Wow.
I think to be different, but
I'm not completely off Texas. I know everyone is.
I am.
I'm
not off Georgia either.
Texas lost by a touchdown to the best team in the country, probably the best defense in the country, coming off a national title. They
It's
lost
the
by a
context.
touchdown.
Context matters, though, once again.
Texas's defense was incredible. Do we have any doubt Arch Manning's going to get better as the year goes on and won't face a defense as good as Ohio State all season? I'm not off the Texas train just because of one loss early on.
Are you off the Arch Manning Heisman Trophy bid?
I am.
Oh, well, Heisman Trophy, definitely.
How about number 1 overall pick?
Not this season.
Yeah.
No chance.
I think he's
gonna
gonna
have
have
to
to
stay.
stay.
He's gonna stay another year. He's gonna stay.
He doesn't look ready, man. And I know, like, that's an acceptable game to struggle. That Ohio State, the defending national champions, the best defense he's going to see all year. But some of the mechanical stuff that is sliding out last week, the like videos of him like flinching as he throws it, it feels like something's weird with the Arch Manning situation. I'm very curious to see what he looks like this week.
Well, he might not be Jesus Christ as he was made out to be.
Yeah.
My thing is with these like guys that are hyped up super to the next level, it's like LeBron. Like he was just a freak of nature athletically. Like really, what is Arch athletically that kind of separates him apart from that regard?
I appreciate that, though. Thank you. You guys are all right. Thank you very much. You're good. Just watch your step.
Good point, Beef. Good point.
I think it was talked about with Arch, like the fact that he does have some athleticism, some dual threat, and the fact that his last name's Manning, everyone assumed all those intangibles like translate. It's not that simple, man. Like you're not like born with the genetics to be a good football quarterback. You have to learn. You have to go through it. And I don't think
like
he's bad.
His uncles won.
No, he's
between
definitely
the
not bad.
ears.
Yeah.
His uncles won between the ears. Their preparation, how
Yes.
smart they were, everything they did, the line of scrimmage. That's why they were great. It wasn't necessarily the arm talent and the mechanics.
Sure,
and all
both
that
of them,
stuff.
yeah.
It's fair.
But so that's what he's going to develop as he goes on. But I was talking to a college football coach actually recently, and he was telling me, he was like, even before all this stuff about Arch Manning's the hype, everything coming to this season, he said he would watch videos online of him training and look at his mechanics and be like, this guy's mechanics suck. Like, I don't understand why he's getting this insane praise. And he's a quarterback. He coaches quarterbacks. He was like, this guy's mechanics are just off. I don't understand the praise. If your mechanics are off like that, you're not going to flourish against great defenses.
Well, you're right, and that's why I'm very hesitant to say. But
And I'm not like a
the
quarterback
ins-
guy. Like, I know mechanics
Yeah,
like that.
no,
But when
but-
someone tells you that who does know,
and you can see some of
Well, that
the-
has changed, and that's the thing I would say is like the Instagram days and stuff like that from his high school time, and that's legitimately the last time we really saw him play.
Yeah.
I know he played a little bit, don't get me wrong, but he's got a cannon. He had a cannon at high school. He was throwing it all over the place, and I don't remember that sidearm stuff. Look,
Me
I
neither.
don't
the
think
athleticism is also huge.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't
he
think
can
Sark,
run in a
Sark
way.
didn't do him any favors with the play calling against Ohio State. Got to get him going as far as with
But don't
his
you
legs.
think there's something to that? Like, he probably didn't do him any favors and limited the playbook because he doesn't trust him.
Well, he doesn't want him to get hurt either.
I kind of think
You can't-
Sam's direction here.
You can't coach
Against Ohio State
can't
in game one, I don't want my quarterback
Yeah,
rolling
of course
out.
you don't want your quarterback getting hurt, but if that's his game, that's how you have to
But that
approach
is
the
his
play calling.
game.
So you can't approach it from I don't want my quarterback to get hurt.
I think
that's
at the top
disingenuous as a play caller to even to approach it like that.
at week one on the road against Ohio
I
State.
think it was
I'm putting some of those plays to the side. The
Some of those
keeper.
throws were awful. I mean, he
I'm
threw it
with
to the
you.
dirt.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
rolling to the right, wide open receiver, 10 yards down the field. He's throwing into the dirt.
Like often. Like
Yeah.
that game, like that was a concerning game
Yeah.
of film to look at there. And I think like the mechanic side of things, I honestly think a portion of this is like when you watch Patrick Mahomes do it, it's the coolest thing possible. And I feel like that has become kind of trendy and influential on a lot of
Here's
young
a
quarterbacks.
question, something to consider. Is he maybe not the easiest guy to coach? Not necessarily because anything he brings. Apparently, he has a great attitude because his uncles and the family and then the respect around him. Is he maybe harder to coach than you would think? Like Steve Sarkisian is apparently this really tough-nosed coach and he'll coach anyone like that. But because of his family and everything that comes with it, like nobody knows football and quarterbacking better than his two uncles. Are people really going to try to adjust what he does when those two are his uncles? It's a
good question.
consideration.
I think it's a disservice if Sark is not coaching him the way he would coach anyone else. And I haven't heard anything about Arch Manning to indicate that like that would be the case there. I get what you're saying with it, but
I'm not saying it's an Arch thing.
yeah, I have to believe that he treats him like any other quarterback from a coaching standpoint, and that Arch accepts that in the same way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't believe that he's like closed-minded.
And I think that goes hand in hand with he sat for 2 years behind.
Oh, yeah,
coordinators.
there
Like,
you go.
He
That's a
didn't
good call.
just walk
That's a
on
good point.
into Austin, walk on the campus, and hear the keys, go run the offense.
Which he would have at some places.
Yeah, probably
Absolutely.
most other places, but they kind of had that plan in place there. For,
What do
for
you
Ryan
expect to see from Arch when you travel to Austin in November when they take on the Razorbacks of Arkansas?
Well, I think it's a night game, so I don't know how much I'll be remembering. But I don't know. That should be a interesting one. Taylor Green, a guy for Arkansas, who they have played two subpar opponents so far, but they have Ole Miss this week. He's been lighting it up, and these quarterbacks in this Bobby Petrino system have fared pretty well. Look at the guy who plays quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens,
Bobby Petrino.
Lamar Jackson. Taylor Green is a weapon like that, so that's a guy to keep an eye out for in his second year in this system. But headed down to Austin for Longhorns Razorbacks end of November.
All right, here's the deal. We are here till 6:00. We still have some games as far as the professional side of things to get into. NFL week 2, but folks, we got Friday Night Lights. College football going down this evening. So let's fire up DK. Make sure you're using braces, the promo code. Let them know you're listening to us here on The Gamblers. We're broadcasting live from the Field Burger and Tap. Trust me when I tell you, if you are coming out to Penn State, you got to slide by here. I can't wait to get myself a burger. But this is a beautiful golf course. I got to talk to the boys and girls that swinging and dinging and see if we can make like a little trip out here. As you are seeing groups, boys, you ever go on a golf trip?
I've not.
You ever go on a golf
Nope.
trip? You ever go on a golf trip?
I just got good at golf this.
I
this
know.
summer here.
Yeah, and that's the fair thing to say is like I didn't play golf until I was 21, 22s. I think it's the first time I ever picked up clubs. But there's nothing better than a boys golf trip. Now you can only book one a year.
What's
mostly.
the best spot? Scottsdale?
Myrtle, I've heard.
Yeah, I've been to Myrtle a few times.
You've never been to Scottsdale.
Never been to Scottsdale. No, had the opportunity to go to Scottsdale for the Super Bowl, but unfortunately, was unable to make it financially. and of course, everybody was at the Waste Management that week. Yeah. Unbelievable. Could have.
I got to get to a Waste Management.
Yeah.
That place looks wild.
It's politically correct these days, though. It's downhill.
What is?
It's a little bit downhill from what it used to be.
Not if Arizona State people are still there.
No, there used to be people like, swan diving and rolling. And now it's like, now you got golfers complaining these days about it. But anyways,
we got some other stuff there too.
Yeah, putting that to the side, a golf trip here would be pretty cool. I see, good groups of like 4 or 8 dudes rolling through. It's obviously a golf trip. And it's not one day you got to take a flight to Myrtle or whatever. So
come up Thursday night, golf Friday, go to the game Saturday.
Might be pitching. Might be if Colin Good's listening. Hey man, we might need to put this on the calendar for 2026. Great golf course out here at Tough Juice. All right, once again, broadcasting live from the Field Burger and Tap. Other side, Friday Night Lights, college football. More after this.
Our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
September 19th and 20th at T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas. Streaming live only on Hulu.
Limited tickets still available at AXS.com.
Get yours while you still can.
Get your laundry Vegas ready with Arm & Hammer Power Sheets. Just toss in a detergent sheet. No drips, no plastic jugs, no mess. Arm & Hammer is a proud sponsor of the iHeartRadio Music Festival. Clean up before you turn up. Shop Arm & Hammer Power Sheets now.
Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler. Now, total traffic for Philadelphia.
Heads up, traffic's crawling on the Vine Expressway westbound 95 to the Schuylkill. In that delay near the Parkway, there's a disabled vehicle in the right lane. Eastbound, bumper to bumper, Schuylkill past Broad. Jan on the Schuylkill, eastbound 202 to Belmont and Boulevard to South. Westbound stacked up University to Girard and Boulevard to Belmont. Blue Route southbound, stop and go St. David's and Media Swarthmore. And northbound heavy 95 to Route 1. 95, Jan up State Line, the Commodore Barry from the airport to Broad and Allegheny to Bridge. Lara Tutela, total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples.
It's your boy Mario Lopez here with some inside scoop. Staples has school supplies as low as 25 cents. Your back to school budget saved by the button, the easy button. What do you think I was going to say? Love me some Staples. That was easy.
Hey, Sean Brace here for DraftKings Sportsbook. Your season, your shot. The NFL season is rolling, and every touchdown could bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. From first touchdown score to anytime touchdown props or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. Folks, we got ourselves a banger next week. We got the Eagles and Chiefs in that 4 o'clock window on Sunday. Should see a lot of points. Hey, new customers over at DraftKings Sportsbook, this one's for you. Bet just $5, you get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, score over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. All you got to do is just download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code BRACE. That's code BRACE to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus. Bets only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers and auto news until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket /terms. Limited time offer.
Do you own or manage a business here in Philadelphia? Are you unsure where to start when it comes to advertising? Well, here's a surprise. Fox Sports The Gambler, your local iHeart station, is the one place you can get it all. Hey, it's Sean Brace, and we can help with everything from radio and podcast ads to social media and digital. And we can even get local voices like mine spreading the word about your business. So if you're looking for someone to take care of it all, do yourself a favor right now. Call 844-844-iHeart or visit iHeartAdvertising.com today.
Looking for sun protection that actually works and feels great? Wear SPF by PGA Pro Justin Thomas has you covered, both on and off the course. Dermatologist tested and sweat resistant. It's broad spectrum SPF that won't mess up your swing or your skin. From the first tee to everyday life, Wear SPF is a high-performance skincare collection that helps you protect yourself like the pros. It's par for the course. Shop now at wearspf.com and stay sun safe all year long. That's wearspf.com.
And here we have a specimen from the early 2000s, a legacy investing platform. Please don't touch the exhibit, folks. It could crash.
Ready to step out of the financial history museum? At public.com, you can invest in almost everything: stocks, bonds, options, and more. You could even put your cash to work at an industry-leading 4.1% APY. Leave your clunky, outdated platform behind. Go to public.com and fund your account in 5 minutes or less. Paid for by Public Investing Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Full disclosures at public.com/disclosures.
Stop settling for weak sound. It's time to level up your game and bring the boom. Hit the town with the ultra-durable LG X Boom portable speaker and enjoy vibrant sound wherever you go. Elevate your listening experience to new heights because, let's be real, your music deserves it. The future of sound is now with LG X Boom. And for a limited time, save 25% at LG.com with code FALL25. Bring the boom. X Boom.
Hey, man, you all right? Need me to call 911? No, call Top Dog Law. Get top dollar for your accident at topdoglaw.com. Once again, that's topdoglaw.com.
Hey, this is Matt Jones. I'm Drew Franklin, and this is NFL Cover Zero. We're just here to try to give you an NFL perspective a little bit different.
Did you see the Colts pretzel? That was my other big takeaway from that game.
What was that? Oh, my. We think NFL coverage should be informative and entertaining. And twice a week, that is exactly what you're going to get. Open up your free iHeartRadio app, search NFL Cover Zero with Matt Jones and Drew Franklin, and listen now.
And we're back right here on Fox Sports The Gambler. My name is Sean Menard. We got Sean Brace pulling up with the goods right here for our final stretch right here. Love it right here to Happy Valley before the Penn State versus Villanova. Sean Brace showing off the goods to the camera here. And we still got some football to talk about right here to close things out.
One of my favorite videos is the kid that gets into the pool and he acts like Stone Cold.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Shatters them.
That is a great one.
Well, cheers. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Great times.
Yes.
As always. This Mick Ultra's for you. Sean, by all means, though, I like you steering the ship. My fault.
Take
Go
the
ahead.
reins.
Go ahead. Dude.
Yeah, no.
Please. 5 o'clock hour. Go.
Holding things down, waiting for you to return. So no
Shout
big
out
deal
to
here.
the Knicks. Nick
Yes.
McClay back in studio. Cousin Nicky. How about Nick McCone, too? The Gambler Gang. Let's go.
Let's go. Yes. And the Knicks are everywhere out here. But yeah, Cousin Nicky already getting clips out. Shout out to him. Got to show the love.
That's actually your cousin.
Correct. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, Nick Kershaw. That is my cousin.
He's a stud. Kid's awesome. Great dude. Great kid. And hopefully we can do more. 2026 is going to be very busy for us. Very busy. Of course, we know what's happening in the state. Speaking of that golf trip, damn. Normally I go to Myrtle, and it's during the draft. And in this year, the draft is in Pittsburgh.
The NFL draft?
We're going to do stuff there. We're going
to Pittsburgh?
We're going to Pittsburgh.
I was just in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we're going to do stuff at Pittsburgh for the draft. What, you already got something? What do you got?
Me?
Yeah.
Got a date that night.
I figured.
That's the NBA
Booked
playoffs.
far out, yeah.
Oh, well,
The NBA playoffs
Sixers,
are that night.
don't ask Bernard,
Sixers,
but
Knicks,
Sixers
first
won't
round.
be in it. It won't be in
Sixers,
it.
Knicks, first round.
Dude, those Sixers will be in the playoffs here. I'm telling you.
All right, football.
Look around the Eastern Conference, fellas.
we'd love to talk the NBA, but it's
Yeah.
not the time or the place, I don't think.
You guys want to talk?
We
Let's
always
talk Kawhi
stumble.
Leonard.
We always, yeah,
Let's
that
talk
is
Kawhi Leonard.
that is a little crazy. If I could just real ask on that one, because I saw somebody say, "Who cares?"
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Channing Frye said
Channing
that,
Frye,
which is
yeah.
crazy.
He's
What do you
calling
mean?
him
who
a
cares?
snitch. Like, what he's doing.
Should we care?
You
course we should
absolutely.
care.
Why should we care?
Just let everyone get away with cheating?
This is like debatably the biggest cheating thing in NBA history, if true. Like, you absolutely have to care. If the sixth richest human being is paying outside the salary cap, that is a game-changing thing for the entire league. Like, the Clippers are going to become like the Manchester City of the NBA if they can just get away with this. If this is true and the NBA is launching an investigation, like,
what's the penalty though?
That's where it gets difficult. There's a part of me.
Fold the franchise?
I think there is a non-zero chance of them saying Kawhi Leonard is no longer on the Clippers. The contract is terminated.
That's not happening.
Wow.
That's not happening.
Why?
Because it's too circumstantial of evidence, unless there's a legitimate paper trail. And I'm not saying that it didn't happen. I think more logically than not it did. But unless there's a real paper trail, circumstantial evidence, you can't ban a player, kick a player off a team because of circumstantial evidence. That's way too much. There has to be some penalty so teams don't think they could just get away with this. But that's
I think
aggressive penalty.
I think we're above circumstantial evidence, though.
We're
there's
not.
a paper trail of
There's
Steve Ballmer paying $50 million to Aspiration paying Kawhi Leonard $28 million to do literally
not a
nothing.
direct paper trail at all. That is someone investing in a company that sponsors a team, and the sponsor of that team getting a sponsorship deal with that player, which happens all the time in the NBA.
Not for $28 million to do nothing. He made more.
It's a lot of money for
he
sure.
got paid more than Leonardo DiCaprio. He got paid more than Robert Downey Jr.
But that's not crazy if he was gonna, because they would want him as the face of their company because they're also associated.
And
with
what did he do as the face of the company?
He did nothing.
He'd not had
I'm
a
not saying
single
there wasn't
post,
any
not a single
wrongdoing,
event,
but
not a
that's
single.
not a direct paper trail. Linking those.
That's the interesting point that I would bring up that I'm in agreement with Sam on, is that like there's not like that next level, right?
I think there is.
It's not a direct paper. It's not a
timeline
direct
right
paper
here.
trail. You're linking things that I think logically we all think
Yes,
did happen.
I agree.
But you can't just say, "Oh, I'm pretty sure this happened," because it makes sense rationally.
The timing
and
of
be like,
it,
it
like,
definitely happened.
Oh,
Those are
by
two
the
different
way,
things.
he gets paid this 2 days after the number or the payment went in. Like, there's a lot of things that are connecting. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think. I guess the smoking gun is what I would be looking for, right? We don't have the smoking gun just yet.
What about Kawhi Leonard's $1.75 million payment he was due was running late? Then all of a sudden, Steve Ballmer donates $1.99 million to Aspiration, invests/donates, and then the next day Kawhi is playing.
Well, I think it was the
It
was the co-owner or the minority owner that did that, right? Steve Ballmer's partner.
The tree
That
guy?
was Pablo Torre's new report was
Yeah.
that the minority owner put in 1.99 million after
Well,
Kawhi was due
this-
the 1.79,
Let me-
which is highly suspicious.
I
Don't
would
get me wrong.
love for
I'm
us
not
to
saying nothing happened. It's just there's no concrete.
You know what we need to do? We need to do a specific hour on this topic when it does eventually hit the next level, and it's either going to disappear.
It's not disappearing.
This is Commissioner Silver's worst nightmare.
Oh yeah. Well, and here's the thing: like, if you don't
He's dealt
punish this,
with worse.
The highlight league.
When he came into the league, the other Clippers owner before Steve Ballmer was a complete racist. And
it's
he
different.
had to kick him out of the league.
It's very different kinds of things he's dealing with.
Obviously,
Like,
that was an easy call. That
yeah,
guy should have been.
This is one of those, like, I think risks the integrity of the league kind of bad. Like,
I mean, he's dealt with betting scandals. That's bad.
Yeah.
Like Jontay Porter was that was a stain on the NBA.
Sure.
If Malik Beasley we'll see what happens with him. That could be bad if he was betting on his own game.
this is like a different kind of bad, though. This is like, again, like every owner is going to do this, and then Steve Ballmer's just got the deepest pocket. It's going to turn into what's the point of the salary cap? If
Is this how Howie navigates the salary cap? Is Jeffrey
It's
going
different.
deep into his pockets?
I mean,
Like, you know how he navigates.
I want to bring this up if I could. There's a gentleman down there who's playing golf, and he's got a cast on his arm. He's playing golf with a broken hand.
We call him up.
I
ask him how
love
he
it.
does it.
I love it. That is dedication right there. Look, you got it.
Sean Bernard.
You got a reservation to the top trees. You can't miss it.
That's for the love of the game.
You know, golf is great. There's nothing better than golf.
I want to golf.
Maybe gambling on football. Forgive me to move away
Ball
from
drinking.
the Kawhi Leonard conversation.
You know how he does circumvent the cap though?
Kicks it down the line.
Not he does it legally. Is Jalen Carter was? You see what happened with suspension? Like
His game check?
Yeah, his game check. He didn't get the game check, right?
Mhm.
He was suspended for that.
Yeah, he was suspended for that game. He
Find
didn't.
that total.
He did get the game check. Okay. And what that's going to do for Howie in negotiations when he's a free agent after this year is you can circumvent the cap a little bit and say, all right, we gave you that game check because it didn't count as a real suspension. You actually, even though you didn't play in the game, you got suspended before the game started. We still gave you that game check. Let's shed that off your salary when we're negotiating this offseason because he's going to sign for a long-term deal. That's how he circumvents the cap. That was interesting when I saw that he still got the game check, even though he was suspended and really should have lost that money.
Yeah.
Howie is darn good at what he does. Best general manager in the game. He's got some tricks up his trades, up his sleeve. That's for sure. All right. I do want to hit Friday Night Lights here, boys. Let's do it. We are here till 6 o'clock, so we only got a little bit of time left in this fine program. And then the boys are going to hit the town. I can't. If my wife's watching, we're going to keep it calm tonight. I promise you, babe. I did say to the boys, if we're going to do a little crazy, we're going to get a little nuts. We got to do it Saturday night. We got an early morning tomorrow. And you're running 6 miles, you said.
Yep. I got a Smitty.
I'm taking the under on that.
Yeah.
Smitty?
Yeah.
What's that?
Number 6.
Number 6.
Never heard that.
Are you really running 6 miles tomorrow?
Nah.
No
I got a
chance.
Vic. I got a Vic next week though.
7.
Yeah.
Okay,
Are you
got
running
that.
the Rocky run?
I am running.
Are you
the Rocky
actually?
Run. Yes, sir.
Really?
When did you become a runner?
What's the number?
I'll pull up my
13?
Strava.
Are you a
You
runner?
can-
She attracts though.
You can look at my stats.
A 13?
Nah, Rocky's 10. You can do the full half marathon, but you have to run the 5K first. then you have to stop and wait for the 10-mile. It's stupid. So I was just like, I'll just run the 10-miler.
And what, you're down in the Italian market
No,
coming up?
it's right outside the art museum.
Oh, what? You're not
Right
doing
down
Rocky's
Kelly
actual
Drive.
track?
Nah.
Oh, come
Well,
on.
I mean, it ends at
Rocky's track.
Supposedly it was all over the city in Rocky. It was
fictional character.
Yeah, I think it was like 40 miles. If you actually did run the Rocky race, it's like 40 plus miles. You got to do the Italian market. You got to figure that out.
in the 5K.
Yeah, let's go.
What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? What's the number? What's the number?
Little 9:37 pace, 6 miles.
You ran 57 minutes straight?
Boy,
do that.
Had a boy beef.
Ew.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, that is terrible, dude.
It was actually nice because it was one of the first nights where it wasn't 95% humidity. It was like 70 degrees.
Are you listening to music?
Listen, half music, half college football pick show.
You listen to a pick show while you run?
It helped me.
I do
It helped
say
me
I listen
go.
to podcasts.
What?
Yeah. Only podcasts.
Oh.
Because
Best
You
time
like
to
wait,
listen to
think about it more.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. Like it made it go by faster because
Yeah.
like music, you're like, all right, I got 4 more minutes of this song, 4 more minutes. Like the rest, I was just like, all right, we're talking Georgia, Tennessee.
You guys
for
got to
5
start listening to a
minutes.
little EDM. I guess the juice is going.
Wait,
not
you,
in a workout
You
setting.
asked me to run what, the Diplo thing?
Yes.
Did you ever wind up doing that?
No,
Oh, that was that
poison,
Saturday morning.
I had poison ivy.
Oh, okay.
I saw
He's
that.
like, yo, I need you to run this race with me. I was like, I think I'm down the shore that weekend. He's like, all right, I'm running it still.
Well, if you, I was going to run, but then I got poison ivy.
So now that you're a runner again, can we get you back hooping?
No.
Why not?
No. The Achilles.
This guy. So I find out he played Division III basketball like recently.
Sure.
I'm like, all right. So why do you never hoop anymore with me? Come hoop.
The Achilles. My
But
friend.
but you're running.
Yeah. Knock on wood.
Cutting,
but
not
You-
cutting.
you're- you
one of my
don't- you don't wanna
friends
do those quick moves.
One of my friends went up, played the alumni game at our school, went to just turn around, run back down court, blew his Achilles. I was like,
Oh.
that's
Have an
it.
Achilles problem in the past.
No.
You're just worried about
Yeah.
tearing your Achilles.
Yes. Terrified.
Dude.
It's tough.
We did do pop an ACL at an alumni game.
Yeah, like at an alumni game, at a pickup,
Just
like
stretch.
because I never had a crazy injury during my career or high school, growing up, college.
You better
whatever.
knock on wood.
I did.
All
That's
right.
what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
why I refrain.
I believe in that as well. All right, we're coming down the home stretch once again. This is the Gambler broadcasting live from Happy Valley, the Field Burger and Tap Friday Night Lights. Let's get into this card real quick if we could. The one game that is jumping off the page at me this evening, and it should be no surprise, it is a fade of the Bruins.
Yep.
15.5 points favorites here. UCLA 53.5. New Mexico beef. I look at you for this because why? How do you make UCLA a 15.5 point favorite with the way that they have looked in 2 games? They've looked atrocious. Now, did they bounce back in the second half against UNLV and play better? Okay, I'll give you that. But 15.5 point favorites, is New Mexico that bad?
Bronco Mendenhall steering the ship over there now for the Lobos. When you look at Utah this year, Devin Dampier was their quarterback last year, pretty damn good player there. So significant drop off. I think it's just New Mexico, the brand, the name. It's like they don't really have anything to write home about in this one. I'm more so on your side where it's just a strict fade of UCLA. I think when you look at New Mexico in the Mountain West, they're probably finishing near the bottom of that conference, maybe the middle if they're lucky, maybe go to a bowl game if they're lucky, but that's just a strict fade of UCLA. In this
Anybody got an opinion on that game?
I had UCLA the first game against Utah.
Really?
Plus
Oof.
6.5.
One of the worst.
Yeah, you were
bets of the
trying.
year so
And
far.
they
Sam,
lost, they lost 43-10.
Sam was in studio talking about how he is believing that Foster's building some culture.
He
out
was.
there.
They finished
played
the
well
year
down the
good.
stretch.
Last year they
Yeah.
finished year 4-2. So I thought he was, and then you watch that Utah game, and they look so soft.
That was
Well, they brought in a
bad.
They got dominated on the line of scrimmage.
That was bad.
dominated on the line of scrimmage. They looked so soft in that game. I'm not betting at UCLA the rest of the season.
No.
So
And
give me
Nico
New
just
Mexico for
stinks.
that reason.
I think Nico
Yeah,
just
uh,
stinks.
So
Well,
now
that's-
Tennessee
that's-
upgraded at quarterback.
Yeah.
Not purposefully, but
Yeah.
they upgraded
The
at quarterback
trade.
without
first ever college
by
trade.
losing.
I
Nico.
can't believe we're here at
But
this
this is
Nico
Brace's
conversation.
boyfriend.
Yeah, I
His
just
man crush.
if you
were
look at
defending him.
if
Yeah,
you
you were Mr.
Yes.
First overall pick.
defending
Yes.
him
Yes.
last year, if you look at my tweets, I think I tweeted something along the lines of the NFL draft in 2026 is going to feature Eli. Listen to me, Arch 1,
Yep.
Nico 2. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like going nuts about that.
These are your boyfriends.
Nico is a beast, man. There's a lot to like, but mentally, I'm really off on how he has approached this whole Tennessee.
He also wasn't that good at Tennessee.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Missed so many layups.
Yeah.
All right, but you with that, of course, we know where they're ranked coming in as far as, a freshman coming into college, right? That's number one. He was highly ranked, had an opportunity in that bowl game
Yeah.
And he looked the part. He was making plays with his legs. And I said, all right, there it is. You see the ability. He should have played better at Tennessee, no doubt about
You
it.
saw it in flashes.
Yeah, flashes. That's a good call.
But like that's a situation where he came in last year, first full year as a starter, goes to the college football playoff, has good spurts in flashes. But that's when, year 2, you actually develop, you get better, you hit some of those layups, you hit some of those easy throws. Instead, he bolts for UCLA because he doesn't get the bag. And he was actually the first NIL bag getter originally. He was the first well-known, that we know of official NIL deal out there. So the money's always kind of been the big thing with this game.
A lot of respectful people, ducking, you don't have to duck.
Yeah, I was telling them to duck.
You told them to duck?
I was like,
Yeah.
duck.
You tell them to duck. It's all good. It's on a stream. It's all good. It's all right. We're broadcasting live here. Fielberger and time. All right, staying with the
respect for the course.
Oh, stop it. Staying with the card. Colorado tonight. Houston. What are we talking about here, Beef, as far as the quarterback switch for Deion? Houston.
Was that official? Because Deion came out and said, we're in the industry now if people just want to be the first and they don't want to not be right.
He's trying to keep it close to the vest.
Why make the switch?
Because the Liberty kid stunk.
Salter.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't think he looked good whatsoever. And I don't even love what's the dude's name?
Julian Lewis.
No.
The third string is Julian Lewis. Ryan.
The kid who's supposed to be playing now.
Yeah.
Evans something.
Yeah. Nonetheless, I just don't think Salter was quite what they wanted or needed him to be, and had to go another direction.
That's what happens when you play the mighty Blue Hens out of Newark, Delaware. They give you a little bit wake up call for your entire
4-point spread. Houston is my play. I love the defense. I'm taking the Cougs of H-Town here, but again, this is a game where Deion's going to get the best out of them. That's a Friday night. It's not a standalone game, I don't believe, but a lot of eyes are going to be on it. And this is, you go to Colorado, you know that you're going to get the buzz. And
this
people
one's
are
at Houston, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
But if you're going to play
Okay.
at Colorado, or excuse me, for Deion at Colorado, right? You know, like the fanfare and the lights are going to be shining bright. So I just feel like Deion can get something out of them that maybe we're not expecting, but I do like Houston today.
I went with the over tonight. I think that the kid, once again, bad job on us for not having the name down pat. But for whoever is supposed to go in and play quarterback at Colorado, he looked pretty solid last week. I actually had that game. We had that game on in the studio against Delaware. It's a situation where Connor Wegman, too, the Houston quarterback, former 5-star recruit, highly recruited guy,
loser.
Yeah, let's see what he can do this year at Houston. Brian Staub. Okay.
There we go.
I was probably thinking of Evan Simon. But yeah, I think that. Yep. All right. Yeah. Over 45. Get that B out of my face.
Houston, watch out. Defense really good. Anything else on Friday Night Lights catching your attention at the table?
You got Arizona Arizona versus Kansas State tonight. 2 Big 12 teams. That is a non-conference matchup. Did you know that?
Why?
Because there was a one of those contract agreements before Arizona went over to.
I did not know that.
This is the second year in a row that they did it. It was last year, this exact week on Friday night as well. So I saw a tweet earlier. It was like, there's 5 games tonight. Can you guess which one is or there's only one conference matchup. Can you guess which one is it? And people are going like, what? Arizona, Kansas State? That's not a conference matchup. But back to the talk about fading UCLA. I'm on the fade Kansas State train as well.
Absolutely.
I kind of like Zona too.
They've looked terrible so far. It's kind of like that the loser of that Ireland game. Your season, your entire program goes downhill after that.
Zona's a dog though. What, +1.5?
Yeah, +1.5. I think it's up to 2.5 now. Last time I looked, but Noah Fafita had a down year last year. After having a great year the year before, they can put up some points out there at Arizona. So I like the Wildcats. Arizona Wildcats in that one. We got Wildcat on Wildcat, but strictly a fade of Kansas State. I think we fade Kansas State. We fade UCLA tonight and let the chips fall where they may.
Beautiful day to get 18 in. My goodness, I'm about as jealous as you could be here watching these guys and girls teeing off right now, especially in a little bit of the twilight zone. With
this actually might be fun, though. The nicest day of the year.
Honestly, yeah.
This is perfect.
It is
weather.
gorgeous. It is gorgeous. Gentlemen, you guys are too nice. You don't have to duck. You're good.
Thank you.
Say hi to the camera.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. We're coming down the home stretch. Here's what I got. NFL will close up shop week 2. I need a survivor pool play.
I got one.
I got a creative one.
Other side, take quick time out. We'll give you the survivor pool play. We're locked in. I don't have a creative one, but I have a dangerous one.
I have more.
Johnny Dangerous over here with my survivor pool. I'm locked in. Yep. I'm ready to play.
I'm locked in too.
Do you have a guess of who it is?
No, but I was going to say, if we want to have a little fun, why don't we cook up a 4-leg touchdown parlay on our way out as well?
I like that as well.
I think we have the same one, Breeze. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, we do. I can see it in your eyes.
Yeah.
It's the Daily Ticket live from Fieldburger and Tap in Happy Valley. I'm hitting the bar. More after this.
Stay tuned to Fox PHL The Gambler for the latest CEOs you should know.
Tony O'Donovan, President and CEO of Arkema Inc.
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Super Gorillas Wrestling is going over the edge. On Saturday, September 13th, the action explodes at the Harrison Park grounds, 22nd and Harrison Avenue. Spotlight Sports Entertainment brings you 7 edge-of-your-seat wrestling matches featuring the hardest-hitting Super Gorillas stars. Afterwards, enjoy some of the hottest local artists. Join us in the fight to slam down Alzheimer's, to raise funds to battle this disease. Bring your family, bring your energy, and get ready for a night of suplexes and soundtracks, all for one powerful cause.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Why is Macy's one-day sale the one sale you can't miss? For starters, you'll find our best prices of the month on fall's top trends, like $99.99 for trenches and barn jackets, diamond bracelets $249, and for cozy nights in, comfy sheets at $19.99 and under. Plus, it's Star Money Bonus Days, when Star Rewards members can earn Star Money faster. Not a member yet? Join for free online or in-store. Don't miss Macy's one-day sale today. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Lowe's knows how to get you ready for holiday hosting with up to 35% off select home decor. And get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, members get free delivery, haul away, basic installation, parts, and a 2-year Lowe's protection plan when you spend $2,500 or more on select LG major appliances. Valid through 10/1. Member offer excludes Massachusetts, Maryland, Wisconsin, New Jersey, and Florida. Installed by independent contractors. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
Any clouds you see this Friday evening will give way to clear skies and another very comfortable night. Upper 50s in the suburbs, low 60s for the city, and the weekend is looking great. Both Saturday and Sunday, sunshine, just a few clouds. Temperatures in the low 80s on Saturday, mid 80s on Sunday, and humidity stays low the entire weekend. I'm meteorologist Adam Joseph with your 6ABC forecast.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Celebrate Mexican Independence Day with the Mexican Cultural Center September 14th from 2 to 7 p.m. at Blue Cross River Ring Summerfest. Enjoy live music from El Zarco with Grupo Imperio, DJ J Love, and closing with the Rotonio Band plus mariachi. Folkloric dances, a kids' corner, and the official El Grito ceremony with the Consulate of Mexico. Call 267-204-3307. Brought to you by Pico, DRWC, Bimbo, Lupton Law, Acme, Highmark, PA Lottery, Aeromexico, Don Julio, NBC 10, Telemundo 62, and El Sol News Media.
Coming down the home stretch, Daily Ticket with you here on a Football Friday live from the Fieldburger and Tap in Happy Valley, getting you ready for all things Villanova and Penn State. Special thank you to head coach of Villanova football, Mark Ferrante, coming through, seeing us. And once again, you'll be able to catch all the action tomorrow right here on The Gambler. Pre-game coverage, official pre-game coverage, kicking off at 3 p.m. live from Beaver Stadium. 12:30, though, extended pregame show, college football rundown. All four amigos here. Beef Brace, Sam Ostry, Sean Bernard, as we're closing up shop here on a Friday. And we just went over a lot as far as NFL is concerned. We hit on a lot of the big games. We did a lot of the college football card, all the big games there, including tonight's Friday Night Lights. But we're not done yet because we will give you our Survivor Pool play to lock in. Everybody advance from week 1?
Oh, yeah.
Barely. I had the Steelers.
That was that's aggressive.
It was aggressive. I didn't think the Jets were like that. I didn't think they were going to compete. But you have to take a swing week 1. Remember last year?
On the road, you got to take a swing.
Everyone had the Bengals last year week 1, and everyone was out early.
Correct.
That was me. I was included in that.
I was like, I'm taking a swing week 1, and now I feel pretty good about week 2.
All right.
First time in 3 years I've advanced past week 1.
Yeah, as someone who runs the Survivor Pool every year, it was very embarrassing. I think I lost 2 out of the past 3 years.
I've done all right. You know what my favorite thing was? Because I took the Eagles. I don't care. I'm a survive in advance type of guy. That's how I live my life, right? Survive in advance, day by day. Let's go.
Yeah.
And people were like, you can't take the Eagles. You're not serious about Survivor Pool because what are you going to do on Black Friday? I'm like, get me to Black Friday, bro.
Get me to week 13.
Because
Black Friday.
All right,
what does
so
that even mean?
There is
Slim
different.
slate.
Yeah, there's a slim slate and different Survivor pools. I'll just give you, for instance, Circus Survivor out in Las Vegas. They are simply running I think that it's its own week. It's the Thanksgiving games and then the Black Friday game, and that's the week. And then the Sunday game is a different week.
Oh wow!
Really? So, but okay, there's 6 teams to choose from on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
One of them happens to be the Detroit Lions. One of them happens to be the Cowboys.
You do have to be aware of that going into the year. That's a little bit of a. I don't like that little
Are you
caveat.
would it make you steer away from the Eagles?
Well, you would
Who
have
are they
to
playing
eye
on
up
Black Friday.
Bears at the link.
You'd have to eye up what those 3 games are. If you got 6 choices, what if you burn all 6 teams in the first? If it's week 13, if you could have used all.
I'm taking the Cowboys.
Is that just for Circa though?
I don't know. I've never heard that.
Circa.
Yeah, I never.
Circa,
Okay.
they reinvent themselves, man. They do it like nobody else. That is heaven, boys. This is gorgeous. This is an unbelievable day. Circa, Las Vegas, Stadium Swim.
Oh, my parents took me to Vegas when I was like 16.
Same, actually.
So I didn't really, yeah.
That's
very
what'd you
weird.
do? That checks out.
Very
That
weird.
checks out. Knowing your parents, yeah, that checks out.
I didn't
Nice.
get any sauce in me. I
What'd
was
you
at
do?
a rooftop pools, looking at a lot of stuff that I couldn't touch or drink, but it was
I went when
why
I was
am
18.
here?
That was good beef. You went when you were 18 to
Yeah,
Vegas.
same kind of experience. It's like, wow, this would be very fun. This
Yeah.
is wild.
All right, let's close up shop here. Survivor Pool play. I gave it. I spilled the beans there. I'm taking the Cowboys. I know it's a division game. The Giants were terrible on offense. I really do expect the Cowboys to get a victory here, their first victory on the season. They're at home. Look, there's a lot of negativity around that franchise, and rightfully so. Last night, if you caught the Green Bay Packers game, of course, the post-game show, Micah rolling out there and the Green Bay Packer faithful cheering, "Thank you, Jerry." Oh, it was great. It was hysterical. But Cowboys, they're the better football team. Offensively, I think they're going to get Pickens more involved. CeeDee Lamb is incredible. He wants to get an opportunity to get back out there after dropping all those balls against the Eagles. Give me the boys to advance. Sam Ostry, do you agree?
I'm with you. That's my survivor pick too, the Cowboys. And look, I'm not going to play the Cowboys that much later in the season. I feel like I'm not going to be too confident in them. Giants are awful.
Terrible.
Like when you look at that Commanders game yesterday, and the Packers are a Super Bowl contender, we get that. But that was not an indictment on how good the Commanders are in their week 1 game. It was more an indictment on how bad the Giants are. They're just an awful football team, bad offensive line. Their quarterback can't throw a forward pass until Jackson Dart gets in there. They can get no run game because they can't block for the run, for the rushing attack. Their defense isn't good. It's just they're an awful football team. Their coach is going to get fired after the year. Their GM's going to get fired after the year.
I mean, week 1, and Malik Neighbors doesn't want to shake your hand.
Yep.
Right? He was yelling at the coach.
Yeah, this
It's ugly.
I love. And I would never love the Cowboys in any setting. I love the Cowboys as a survivor play.
Sean Bernard, week 2 Survivor. Where are you going?
I will be riding with the New England Patriots.
Wow,
in week 2.
that is risky.
Yeah, that's way more risky than the Steelers week 1.
Wow. Well, they're playing against the Miami Dolphins. And
What's that spread? They're dogs or favored by 1.5?
They are 1.5 point favorite. Miami is 1.5 point favorite.
Yeah, they're dogs.
Yeah.
You're taking a dog in survivor pool in week 2.
I don't.
That's crazy. Look around the league. Look at the schedule.
I'm going for it. I think the Dolphins.
That's wild. Have you ever heard someone taking a dog in Survivor in week 2?
No, but that is a coin flip game, right?
Exactly. You don't take a coin flip game in week 2 for Survivor.
I agree.
I think this is why you haven't got out of the week 1 the last few seasons.
Well, I think the Dolphins are going to challenge the Saints for the number 1 overall pick this year. I think they're that much in disaster mode. And I do think the Patriots are going to be better than they
Don't
were.
sleep on the Browns either.
Yeah, in play, I would say. I mean,
Giants
also,
Ooh.
although it'll change with Jackson Dart, I think. I'm not a big Jackson Dart guy. The point being, I do believe in Drake May a little bit. I do believe in the direction of this Patriots team. And I think the Dolphins are, speaking of coaches that won't make it past this year, Mike McDaniel, I think, is a danger to make it a midseason. And I can't picture, like, when you factor, like, losing the locker room, for all how great he is when he's quirky and weird and wearing weird sweatpants and playing rap music, like when things are going well, I can't imagine him trying to command the respect of the locker room when things are going south like that. I think it's disaster in Miami, and I think the Patriots roll.
It was like that one quote he had at the press conference this offseason or training camp.
One day closer to death.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a great day for one day closer to death.
Mike McDungeons and Dragons over there.
Stupid. All right, final Beef, your final thought as far as Survivor Pool.
Going with chalk. Biggest favorite of the week, the Ravens at home against the Browns.
That's the ultimate surviving event.
Yeah, like my thing with the Survivor Pool is you can't save the Ravens for week 5 if you don't make it to week 5. So like you're saying, survive in advance.
12.5.
I had the Broncos last week, who I think was the biggest favorite.
Oof.
I'll ride again this week with,
That was
with,
a sweat,
with
the
the
Broncos.
Oof.
Yeah,
that wasn't easy.
I won't lie to you. I put 20 on the Titans to win on the live line, fourth quarter. I think it was a 3-point game, whatever it was. It was tight, and it was like plus 410. It's like, all right, give it to me. Give me something to cheer for. So I put $20 on it, and then all of a sudden the Broncos hit the gas pedal.
We got a birthday.
Oh, we're celebrating here.
7?
Happy
1?
birthday. 7. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Let's party.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think that's a good sign.
I love little girls.
That is
Man.
touchdowns.
I love little girls' birthdays. I love that.
Oh,
man.
whoa.
Big smile.
Whoa.
I thought of my daughter.
No.
I got a 5-year-old daughter.
You added birthdays in. Yeah.
Get your mind out of the gutter, boys. We are actually Penn State. No, we are actually.
Oh,
Moving on.
touchdown parlay.
You've got a 5-year-old daughter. You
I
guys.
don't know if that says more about Beef than anyone else, honestly. That his mind went there.
Exactly.
Hey, you,
Mine did too.
Come on now.
I
Don't throw
love
me under the bus.
You
Mine
know,
did
the
too.
smiles and the birthdays, man. I'm telling you, these are the things you think about or you don't think about until you have a kid.
Did your daughter start kindergarten yet?
Daughter started kindergarten.
Male, female teacher?
It's a lovely female teacher.
Nice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Miss Buno. Very nice girl. All right. We are closing up shop. We've been here for 3 hours, cooking in the sun for about 5. So we're wrapping up. We'll be live from the lots tomorrow, 12:30. Extended pregame show. Can't wait. And it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of special guests will be joining us. Who knows is going to be over there at that tailgate because we're in the action zone from what they said. There's a lot of activation. So Christian Hackenberg might be sliding by. You never know. I've already put that thought out there. Try to get him to creep on by as they're doing a show right next to our space. So, look, we will have a lot of fun tomorrow, no doubt. The expectation for this game, you heard head coach Mark Ferrante. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be tough. But all in all, that's why I play the game. Yeah. So we look forward to being there. We look forward to covering it right here on The Gambler. Shout out once again. I can't thank everybody enough for being a part of this and making it happen. Number one, behind the scenes, the great Nick McClay. Lettuce holding it down, giving winners.
Enjoy date night, Nick.
Great job
Appreciate
across
it, boys.
the board.
Love it.
All the boys at the Gambler Gang holding it down. Of course, cousin Nikki helping us out as far as the socials are concerned. Thank you very much. Our promotions director, Stacy, hooking it up. Jeff Moore, president, helping us find a place to stay, all that good stuff. And, of course, rolling out the red carpet, our friends over at Playfly Sports, Nino and company. You guys are the best. And we're just getting started. It's going to be a lot of fun. Big basketball season, big football season rolling on after tomorrow's game against Penn State. Oh, you're all right. You're all right. Yeah, say hello.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey.
Let's go. Love it. Here's the deal. Tomorrow we'll be live at 12:30 from Beaver Stadium right outside. So make sure you're tuning in and, of course, watching on All Things Streams. You guys don't have to duck. You don't have to duck. Yeah, you're good. We're on the radio, so it's all good. Thank you, though. You guys are too kind. Very nice.
Good people.
Yeah, good people. Just talking. Very nice. Yeah. That's it. All right. For Sean Bernard, Sam Ostry, Orion Beefcoil, I am Sean Brace. Make sure you're following along on all things socials. We are here at Happy Valley. Tomorrow, 12:30, pregame coverage kicking off right here on The Gambler, your home for Villanova football. More coming up on the other side. Fox Sports Radio programming. And as always, if you missed anything, make sure you check us out online at foxphogambler.com. We'll talk to you.